Mid-Topic Podcast, all things Nintendo. Yeah!
What time is it?
It's Zelda time.
It's Zelda time.
It's Zelda time.
It is so Zelda time.
Welcome to
way
the land
overdue.
of Hyrule, my friends. Please keep your hands, feet, legs, arms, and ears inside your tamers at all times. If you happen to lose a toe, please ignore it. It's gone forever.
It's okay. We have insurance.
I come back. It is Zelda time, my friends. Don't worry, no worry. Off the back, no spoilers, everyone. So you can listen to the podcast free and clear. All we're gonna do is give our impressions of the game, what we like, what we don't like, without giving you any. We're not talking about any bosses or the story or any of that stuff. Mechanics, yeah. Echoes, yeah. Little things here and there that are good to talk about when it comes to your first impressions of a game. So don't worry, guys. No spoilers, but it is a Zelda game. Zelda game. It is a Zelda podcast. We're gonna go all out, and it's gonna be crazy. So welcome to the Nintendo podcast, and you guys are here. Before we get started, let me go ahead and introduce the all-star crew. If you guys can hear this.
I'm laughing at Paul.
Don't look at the screen.
It might have a split.
What are we talking about? What's going on? We have some Zelda lo-fi going on, so you guys can relax. And without further ado, here's Lily Hyrule. How are you, Lily?
I am very, very happy, tired, but happy that it's Friday. So we finally made it to Friday.
Yes.
Congratulations that everybody made it to Friday. Yay.
Here.
We did it. Yay to the cast as well as the chat. But I'm doing great. It has been quite a busy week ever since Echoes of Wisdom. So a lot of streamings and a lot of things, a lot of content. And that's pretty much what I've been playing every day. Honestly. Oh, and I got it, by the way. Yeah.
You got the what?
Yeah. I got mine. Did you guys know that it includes a 12 whole year of the Nintendo Switch Online?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because that was someone was asking me.
Yeah.
Lily,
I was surprised that the other bundles only include like a trial. Like,
Oh yeah. I see it.
Lily, can I borrow that?
Yeah, I can send it over your place if you want. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so
We totally didn't.
Yeah,
you-
we
you-
should have.
I mean, I feel bad. You can have it back.
Oh, wait.
It's gonna get lost in the mail.
I wasn't ready for that. That was a good call. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I've been playing the entire week, to be honest. My boyfriend already beat the game, but it was the music that was starting before we started the podcast. I know that song is from the ending, and let me tell you why. Because he was just in the living room, and I was listening to the song as he was beating the game, and I was like, I don't want to listen to anything, so I put my headset on, and I was like, I can't hear you. I don't know what you're doing. And he was super nice in terms of not giving me spoilers, so that's good, the good thing. Yeah. So that's pretty much the thing so far. He did share with me a few details about that I'm gonna love it. He pretty much said, because he knows how important it is to me, so he was very concerned in a way. But also he started the Inktober, which is basically a challenge for you to draw one character or one thing every day for the entire October month. That's why he needed to finish the game as soon as possible, because he's currently every time he's just drawing basically. But yeah, that has been my entire week. I can't really do anything else besides fixing my car, because that's going to be my priority this month. But that's me. Yeah.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Lily. And over to the network, the Gil, the Paul Gil Network. How you doing, Paul?
Good. It's
The Paul.
It's been a good
Not
week.
an echo.
Not
Not
an
an echo.
I didn't go into the shadow realm. Although that led me thinking yesterday, I'm kind of all over with my storytelling, but rewinding into the week, I saw a couple of movies, which was fun. Usually I see a movie on a weekend or something. So speak no evil if you're into horror movies.
Yeah.
I would recommend don't watch a single trailer because the trailer gives everything away in this one.
Oh yeah.
It's not really that scary, but fun. So Speak No Evil was pretty good. And then I saw like a rom-com called My Old Ass, which my wife sold me on it because she said there's a little bit of time travel in it. I'm like, I'm sold. Like, time travel? Oh, good. And it was pretty funny. So that's where the week started, and then I got some good negative results on Monday for a little something. So that was nice to hear. A good, like I said, continuation to the week, and then I'm playing a lot of Zelda, which we'll all dive into soon. But early impressions very positive. I'm 13 hours in, so not super far, but far enough that like my impressions of the game are going to be built off of quite a good of variety of gameplay and experiences and time to appreciate music and different little nuances and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm actually going to go see Joker tonight.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's right.
I'm sorry about that, though. I'm sorry about that. About the Joker thing. Hope you survive.
I've heard about that movie.
It's really like, okay, it's almost been unanimous from everyone that I've talked to that has seen it early that it's not good. Usually I could care less. I mean, even right now, I'm not really that worried. But usually, whenever someone's like, "Oh, the movie's like a 5, it's mediocre," I'm like, I watch it. Oh, it's kind of good. Like I'd give it a 7. But when people are like, "Oh, that movie was, it was pretty good," I give it a 7. Usually, my takeaway is like, "Oh man, that was great. That was an 8.5." So I've noticed that I'm a little bit more lenient with watching films. I just have a fun time. It's like a 2-hour experience. Whatever, it's good. So that's my expectation that going into Joker 2, I'm going to like it more than most. But almost everyone is dissing it. So is it really that bad?
I saw it. I'm like you, Paul.
You saw it?
Yeah, I'm like you, Paul. I'm like you. I love movies. I'm just like a movie freak. I love movies. People say, the Trolls movie. I don't like the Trolls movie. I love the Trolls movies. I just love movies. I have a good time just getting lost in movies, right? And so Joker was one of my favorite movies in a long time. Like the first Joker and everything, right? Joaquin Phoenix, incredible. The story. It just, I did not miss Batman whatsoever. I don't want Batman near that. I want to see Joker shine. I don't know what they did. I just don't know what they did there. Like,
oh no,
I feel like a Joker.
One more that added to the list.
It's because if you go in there expecting what you saw and what you heard and even performances of the first movie, then I'm not gonna say much. Just I mean, again, you go and you find out for yourself, but you'll see a big difference. That's all I can say. Huge difference. Huge. Is that how you say it? Huge.
I think so.
And over to Joycey J. She's right now checking her Hyrule. I don't know what X is calling Hyrule. What is it? Oh, she's on her Switch.
Playing Nintendo Switch. That's what we're all doing right now.
I thought she was like texting Zelda over there. Hey Zelda, we're here talking about you.
How are ya?
No, she just told me that she just got in from trying to save Link and she's very tired. So she's totally happy. Oh, what's this?
That is insane. Seriously. How you doing?
Since you guys are not gonna open yours, let me just show you.
Oh yeah, I opened mine.
Okay.
Oh, Mike opened his.
Yeah, I did an unboxing like the very first day.
Got it.
And then dropped it. And then I put it back in the box.
I need to totally put this down because it's like, oh wait, I was supposed to have an intro. Hi,
I'm currently playing Zelda. Bye.
I am currently playing The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of the Wisdom.
Of the Wisdom.
Man, Zach. See what you missed.
I made that up. I mean, Zach.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Anyway, I am enjoying the heck out of this game. It has the charm. My girl's in a ponytail. She's rocking it. My only thing is like, why do we need rupees when we're like the princess of our own kingdom
Of
and
course.
doing all the work?
She had
Rupees for
a
what?
credit card.
That is correct.
She have ATM with like unlimited money, right?
And she
Yeah.
like she holds the family treasure and stuff. Like
They
bruh.
make the rupees.
But she's on a list right
You get
now
rupees.
because of the story.
So where do they produce rupees in Hyrule? Like, who makes the rupees?
The treasure.
They
I will-
appear magically on jars, okay?
They grow from the ground.
They
It's a
grow in the
natural
grass.
They
substance,
go on the grass.
gold
All right.
and
Yeah, because
silver.
people be dropping like rupees everywhere. You go to the grass, you cut it. Oh, rupees there. You
I
break
wish money was
oh,
like that.
rupees there. But yeah, my friends, we are here to talk about Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Don't worry, guys. No spoilers. Right now, we are having a little competition. I'm going to show you just a little bit because there's a competition going on, and I think you guys want to participate because I'm going to be giving away a couple of digital codes for video games. Okay, so if you win, you get a digital code for video games. Right now, let's go ahead and shout out Boo Mini for another gifted here at the Odyssey. Thank you so much, Boo Mini, for your support. You are amazing. And who do we congratulate? Somebody has a claim. Well, once somebody claims it, we'll congratulate them. But thank you so much, Boo Mini, for that gifted membership. You are amazing. I appreciate you. All right. So what we're doing, we're going to give our first impressions of the game. We'll talk about mechanics. We'll talk about echoes, what we like about the game without mentioning places and thingamajigs. And then we will also show you. Let me see if I can. I'm going to
The
go ahead.
potential of the future as well is something I want to comment on too.
Yeah. Oh, yes, for sure. What is this? Oh, this isn't even that it. It's not even that it. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm going to show you one of them here. This one was submitted by our Academy head moderator. I said Academy. That's the Nintendo Academy. My own name. My Odyssey moderator, Blue Moon. She submitted this right here. And why did you get this one?
I love that.
Because we're doing places Zelda should not be taking a nap in. So that is the contest. So if you have a video or an image, you can take a picture of your screen with your phone. Just visit our Discord and then look for the room that says Nintopics Fun. Post your picture there. We're gonna go over it. The cast is gonna go over it, and everybody's gonna pick their favorite. Okay, top 3 favorites. Get a digital code. We have a whole bunch of digital codes from Indie Mania to give out of amazing games, so you guys can win a digital code. If you win best inappropriate place to sleep in, starring Zelda from Echoes of the Wisdom. All right.
Wisdom.
Ollie, do you want to say something?
Yeah. When I was talking earlier, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that reminds me of something that happened yesterday."
Mhm.
Since it's mostly a Zelda podcast tonight, but one weird thing was Pokemon on X yesterday gave a shout out to the 19th anniversary of yesterday's date, which was when Pokemon XD Paul Gale of Darkness came out in 2005 on October 3rd. So weird for them to highlight the 19th anniversary of a game. So I just had a
right. That's an odd number to highlight.
Yeah.
That's an odd number. Maybe there's something around the corner. Something is around the corner.
That's it.
All right. So
now that we're talking about a little like rapid fire news, Good Smile Company already shared like the final look and the Figma Princess Zelda's statue, or the Figma one. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
So you have multiple faces.
So pretty.
yeah, you have like the serious face, you know.
Yeah.
And she's wearing her Sonai outfit, as we
Mhm.
know, and you can have like the Purapat, or you can also get the Cade Master Sword as well,
Mhm.
and all this kind of stuff. It's not very expensive, to be honest. $86. It's very, very reasonable,
Oh,
especially
that's
because
good.
it's articulated and you can do a bunch of
Yeah.
poses with them. So they have Zelda, they have of course Link and Ganondorf, but Zelda was the last one. But sadly, she's gonna be shipped until first quarter of 2026. So it's
Yeah.
gonna take a
Six?
while. Yeah, that
Wow.
is correct. It's
I
gonna
didn't
take a
realize it was
while.
that late.
Yeah, yeah, and the pre-orders are available now for US and Canada. But yeah, it looks very, very pretty.
That is a long time. From here,
It
then you
is
can get a lot of wisdom.
a lot of wisdom.
a lot,
Yes,
a
yes.
lot. All right. So thank you so much, Lee, for sharing, and Paul for sharing also the 19th anniversary. Pokemon Paul Gill Dark, is it?
Of darkness.
Yeah.
All right. So, first impressions of Echoes of Wisdom. We are here to discuss that. We're here to talk about the game without spoilers. I know a lot of people are still playing the game. We will have a spoiler cast of Echoes of Wisdom. Hopefully, sometime we'll let October pass. Maybe next month we'll do the Echoes of Wisdom spoiler, and we'll just kind of spill the beans of everything and just talk about it more in depth. Because I know there's a lot of people in the Discord chat like, I just passed the game, so I had to create a Discord channel
Mhm.
so people can just talk, because I know they wanna kind of share their experience about the game. And so everybody if you just pass the game, you can join Discord and then and go to spoiler something, fun spoiler, whatever, a little channel. There you can
Mhm.
share your experience about the game and share whatever you want there, without fear, because everybody else there is there because they like spoilers or because they finished the game. So
Mhm.
there you go. All right, Echoes of Wisdom came out, right? It was released. I got the digital version. My physical version was canceled by Target. Don't know why. I just got the digital version. I got the physical version when I got, and then they just canceled it. But I wanted to get the the little trinket thingy that came with the pre-order thing, and then they just canceled.
Weren't they given like a puzzle?
Yeah,
At
I wanted to get the puzzle. So I had pre-ordered from there, but then just canceled it. So I just got it digitally. If I ordered it, it wasn't gonna come on the day that it released. You know what? Whatever. I'll just download it. I will still buy it physically because I want to collect it. I want to have there. I want to have it there. But before I pass it over to Paul, Lily, and Joycey, who are a bit more familiar with the Legend of Zelda franchise than I am, I'm going to give you my opinion and what I think about it, right? My impression, and then I'll pass it over to the All Stars so they can share their impressions, because I know you guys have a lot of comparisons to make with other games, and there's a lot.
Oh, we have a
Yeah.
list.
yeah. So, one thing I could say, because I've been playing Ocarina of Time right recently, there's a little things there from Ocarina of Time that I found like, wow, this is nice. I did the same thing in Ocarina of Time.
That's
Oh, look
one
at
of the
this,
things that I love about the game.
right? So there's little things there that you can do there from Ocarina of Time, and it's super fun. I am in love. I'll probably ask her to marry me, or it to marry me, with Try. that little thing. I don't know if it's a star, if it's a triangle, if it's whatever it is it's floating. I love how what is it, her or him, or a triangle? How would you just how can we call her, or him? I like to call her because it sounds like a her.
Mm-hmm.
Link usually has a companion. The last couple games, that's actually a break from the norm.
Yeah.
Yep.
In Link's Awakening, I don't think he had a companion. No, I don't think he did.
Yeah.
So I like Try a lot. I think Nintendo has gotten better with their companions in Zelda games, because we all know Navi. I have a different appreciation for Navi now that time has passed. But
Navi's a little fairy, right? She was a fairy.
Yes, she was a fairy. We've had Fi, which is of course the sword itself, the Master Sword itself. So that's one of the things I do like. I'm like, okay, so you are kind of like low key a weapon, but you're helpful. Like, and
Mhm.
because sometimes I feel like Link gets companions, with the exception of Twilight Princess. I
Mhm.
feel like he gets companions that are almost like he's like it's almost like he has to, like, the companions don't treat you like you know what you're doing, like you've played a video game before.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but Try does. Try just jumps into, I'm calling her as well, her role, and
Okay. All
I
right.
like
So
it.
yeah, I wanted to know what to call it because I still don't know what it is. Not sure if it's a star. It has one eye, right? Or did somebody just punch it in the eye and it has a black eye?
Yeah.
Or something, right? Because
Wait, what are we talking about?
try,
My face, the
Oh
makeup.
yeah, I'm
right?
sorry.
But
I want a plushie of her.
I would love it.
She
I
look
would
cute.
love it. And one of the things that captivates me more about Try is the voice. Okay,
Mm.
that little sound with so much expression. You can feel when it's sad. You can feel when it's happy. You can feel when it's like,
Mhm.
oh, you know, it's like you kind of hear it. I know we're reading the text. It talks, but how they create those sounds to kind of mimic the emotion that Try is feeling and communicating with Zelda. To
It's
me,
a
that
sigh
was
whistle. Ooh.
yeah, and then
Ooh.
you felt it like when it like it's sad. I loved it. It just kind of got me like, man, this is amazing. Another thing that I loved about the game is the victories kind of feel more meaningful. It's like I when I was playing I was playing the game, I really didn't feel any different than playing with Link. I felt like it was a new adventure. The echoes make it a lot more fun. In a way, makes it more challenging. I'm not really using a lot the weapon, the Link transformation, or with the sword. I'm not using that a lot. I'm trying to use just only the echoes that she learns along the way. For some things, I use it because you kind of need it. But I love the fact that she stands on her own and she can, you know, whenever she goes to a certain place, the conversation, how the victories take place, the music that comes in and creates like this emotional moment there. I mean, there's so much. It's like an emotional journey that takes you on, and I like this about I like it a lot about this game. With I'm trying not to not to mention anything in particular. It was kind of hard to mention moments without actually mention places or where you feel them or how they're felt, but
Because feelings.
because feelings and thoughts and feelings and thoughts. But you know, comparing it with Link's Awakening, um, the echo mechanic is so unique and so like, and there's so many of them. You know, 'cause, I mean, it literally helps you go about the game however you want. I have to admit it. I use the bed more than anything else. The bed is just there because you can put more of it and use less energy of it. So I'm like the bed is like like the star of the echo because the wooden one, right? And of course you get more beds throughout the game and stuff like that. But the beds is like my star echo because I use it to make stairs or to go over the lava. I make sure that the stair is the bed is a little higher so that it doesn't touch the lava and catches on fire. Um,
I've
yeah, but
done
yeah.
that.
Oh, that
I was saying, I was laughing because I was like, yeah, I've done that.
I am playing it. I'm playing it on master mode, by the way. I'm playing on the highest difficulty. Just because when I started playing it on the regular difficulty, I started twice. I found it too easy. I found it way too
Mm.
easy. And I like that challenge. I want to go to a boss and like have it beat me 4 times before I end up passing it because that one time that I beat it, man, I'm just so happy because I did it. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah, and I really like the fact that you can toggle whenever you want. Like you
yeah,
can literally just go into the menu and toggle the difficulty there. So for anybody that has not started or that they're afraid to
I
start their
didn't know that.
adventure, yeah, you can, and that's great because for Twilight Princess HD,
Yeah.
it was necessary for you to select the actual difficulty when you start a file.
Mhm.
In this case, now you can toggle between the two.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's why I started. That's why I started over.
Nope, you
But
can.
that's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I like the difficulty of it. I have to say that the guys, this is out there already. It's a tradition. It's more traditional than it's a more traditional Zelda game, like the older Zelda games with dungeons and puzzles and you know all that stuff. And until now, maybe because of my experience wasn't that big with dungeons. I mean, my biggest experience was Link's Awakening, A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time.
Have you finished Ocarina of Time?
No.
Oh snap!
No.
What happened?
Something happened in the game.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Places Zelda should not be too early or in a game.
So, yeah, I have to say, I don't know, but I think I'm enjoying myself more with the traditional dungeons, because they are puzzles. I'm a geek, guys. I'm a nerd. I love puzzles, and so I love going into a room and trying to figure out how to unlock whatever I need to unlock, and what echo do I need to use to get through to the next, to the next room, right? Where do I find basically the traditional key to unlock the traditional door, to the other key, to the other key, to the bigger door, And so to me, I actually find myself like I like that better. I also like finding the pieces of heart throughout the world and gaining them and completing them. Like it a little bit more than going into these little things that at Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. Those what do you call that?
Shrines?
The shrines, yeah, the shrines. All those shrines, yeah, they're a little more challenging because the world is a lot bigger. You have to kind of find them, and then you also have the challenge inside. I like that as a whole, but I also kind of like defining the little pieces, the 4 little pieces, and completing the heart and everything. So, yeah, I think that's all I want to share for now. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go ahead and let you know what you guys think about the game, your first impression. I love it. I love it right now. First impression wise, compared to my other first impressions, I can give it a scale. Where do I place it within my first impressions? I'm gonna say I Tears of the Kingdom, Tears of the Kingdom. Links. I think Tears of the Kingdom is the first first impression, and I think this is gonna be a close second for first impressions. It did beat Breath of the Wild first impressions, and it did beat Link's Awakening for first impressions. But I think it's because this game broke the mold. Not only are we playing with Zelda, but the mechanics are really awesome, the echoes and everything. And you have to you have to be creative and find creative ways on how to get from point A to point B. And I love that.
Create your own puzzle to solve the puzzle.
Right? All right, Paul, what do you think?
I love Zelda, traditional Zelda, because it's always been one of those games. Like you said it when you said, I'm a nerd. I love puzzles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Old school Zelda, it made you feel smart when you solved the puzzle, because some puzzles are difficult and some dungeons are wrapped so heavily around the puzzle that, that was one of the beauties of classic Zelda games, was the satisfaction in solving a puzzle. But on the same end, when they expanded to Breath of the Wild, it was almost a satisfaction in finding out the most unconventional way in solving the puzzle.
Yeah.
So it was a different type of smart, like, ha ha ha, I did it, and I bet you programmers, you never thought it could be done that way. Probably they did it too, but look at how creative people have been in the last several years after Breath of the Wild. This game is like this modern approach to, hey, we know that the gaming industry has evolved, and we know that so many new Zelda players came onto the scene thanks to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and they're expecting creativity. But we also know there's a certain audience of old school Zelda fans that miss more of a, puzzle heavy focused dungeon. So let's sort of merge it. And that's kind of like how the dungeons and the makeup of the game feels like. Like, I did something, I wish I could talk about it. So I'll say it in a way that nobody will be spoiled, but in a certain bottom left quadrant of the map, no, not that one, a certain up top right position of the map, I was thinking of another one, certain top right position of the map, I went into this dungeon, and there was like, there's no way that you could do these last two things first, because something is coming up here, and you're supposed to do this one, and then this one. I was like, I bet you I could find a way how to get up there. So I dropped my echoes of something that I thought would work. and I quickly went drop jump, and then a drop dugga, and a drop dugga, a jump, boom, and I made it. I'm like, oh, I got so. Getting there, I had that Breath of the Wild mysterious moment of I did something I'm not supposed to, which is awesome. But while I was doing the actual, like once I got there, while I was doing the actual puzzle, I was like, this is like the classic what I'm used to from A Link to the Past or Link Between Worlds or Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker. Like, so I love that creativity. I like the diversity in the echoes. You know, there are, well, I think I do know how many. I think actually, yeah, I do know how many. I don't have them all, but I won't say it just in case chat doesn't want to know how many. But there are a lot. But it kind of reminds me of, like, in a different way, of Super Mario Odyssey with Cappy and how Cappy could take over dozens of different characters in the game, giving you a little sample of ice, a little sample of fire. And you might say, well, Mario's always had fire power, ice power, but it was done differently. So in this game, Link normally has the ability to do bow and arrow and, you know, fire and some kind of bomb. But in this game, Zelda, she does it in a different way. You know, you conjure someone to throw spears, you conjure something that has the potential to bring a bomb to blah, blah, blah. And like, so I like that creativity.
You can say how many echoes you have. That's okay. That's not a spoiler. I mean,
well,
I'm pretty sure we don't have all of them yet.
I actually don't know how many I have, but I do know the final number. So I don't know if people wanted that number.
No. We'll just say how many we have, and then
I have a few dozen. You know, I mean, I probably have like 50 or something. I'm not sure. I could scroll through. Maybe I'll scroll through later. But I love the music. Part of me missed an overworld song in Breath of the Wild, but I understand why there wasn't one, because it's too big of a game that you couldn't have one song on loop for this giant time that you're going across and spending 20 minutes to get to the other side. It's a little bit bigger of a field than Twilight Princess, so you can't really do that. But I like the Wild's, piano elements, and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, for that matter, beautiful soundtracks. But it was nice to have a little bit of an overworld Zelda song again, and going into some classic characters' domains. I'll just say that, just in case you're worried of like, what races are in there. I'm not going to say that, but if you've seen trailers, you know of a few types that are in there by now. But hearing new renditions of those songs, or a couple of different pieces being played at once or whatever, like I love the music. I like the graphics. You know,
me too.
The graphics are both nice from a structural standpoint. There's a lot of color variety. There's a lot of texture. It looks very pretty, and each area is different. But I also like the graphics in the sense of like, it's cute. It's just a cute experience. And there's so many different types of good in life. I mean, you could like punk rock music, and you could like rap, and you could like some hardcore metal, and you could like a little bit of classical. So, what's to say that in gaming you only have to like hardcore, big high graphical fidelity kind of things? You could like something that's cute too. And all of the animations with these cute characters have their own charisma. They have their own like heart, and the way things poof, and then the funny things, like and sometimes I'm playing this game while my kids watch, and they're like, oh, you should try this, and we laugh at something not working, or ooh, that's cool at something working. So I'm just a little bit touching like gameplay, a little bit on graphics, a little bit on music. Controls are tight. There are a couple of times where I'm like, I could tell that there's a certain grid in which you could put things down. So it's not completely 360 degrees. So I'm not the biggest fan of like, dang it, the bed can't go quite this way. It has to go this way.
Yeah, so either like this.
If you looked up and down, you'd be like, oh, it's on a certain grid. And not that it's a big downfall, but there are a couple of things that like I can't do this because of that. So, you know, this is just an honest little
I like it. I like
knock
it. Good
down,
job.
but not too bad of a knock to, you know, dislike it by any means.
So where do you categorize it on your first impressions? Like if you were to I like put it compared to your other first impressions of the Zelda games, where is it?
It's probably it's going to be very close. It's
Mhm.
probably my new favorite first time 2D Zelda game hopping in since A Link to the Past, maybe.
Mhm.
Like, so I'm not saying it's my favorite 2D Zelda game of all time, but for 13 hours in, it's my new favorite first 13 hours into a 2D Zelda game since SNES, which means that like it has a chance at topping A Link Between Worlds. It has a chance. I think it is going to top Link's Awakening for me. I think it will top Oracle of Ages for me in the end. But like, it starts off so good, and you know, I'm not missing. I mean, I love Link. I mean, I like him
Who
enough that I
doesn't?
put him in my pool.
Yeah.
I like the character, but I also like the franchise, and I like Zelda a lot. So, yeah. Oh,
I understand exactly what you feel because I like I was saying I know Link is not playable, but it's like I feel like I'm still playing a Zelda game.
yeah.
You know, still have that love for it.
When you hear the music and the characters, and you're in Hyrule, and you're getting just little bits of lore, and it's just like it's how they approach the game. It's very Zelda-like because you know, it is. And I don't know if we're diving into like any things that we don't like because I really don't have.
Yeah, we'll do another round and then we'll talk about those things.
Okay.
So first,
I don't have much,
yeah,
but I'll say one.
yeah. And to hit back on that a little point that you made, to hit back on the little point that you made about that level where I know the level you're talking about.
Think so?
Yeah. And then you found a way how to kind of beat the system.
Yeah.
In a way. And this is the thing. I had the same conversation with Andre's Restart, and like, you're supposed to do that. I think that's what they want you to do. They want you to be creative and find ways, because I'm pretty sure they have their traditional way of how you're supposed to do it, but they're giving you the freedom. I think that's what I like. They give you the freedom of Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild to figure out how you want to use your echoes to complete that thing there. So it's really cool. Let's go and move over to first impressions. DJ Josie J.
Yay! I finally put the switch down because I'm like, because I was totally listening to y'all, but I'm just like, okay, now what? And I found some place that I didn't know was there, and it's awesome. Anyway, first impressions. Oh my gosh, it's Zelda. No matter what, you're getting a good game. You're getting a quality game. So already, I didn't waste any money. I like that. I hate it when I waste money. I love these cold opens that we got in Tears of the Kingdom and Zelda. You know, I really, really like this. You know, in fact, because you guys know how I love Zelda, and I talk about the crappy timeline that Nintendo doesn't care about, but we do. All I could think was, now what game is he jumping from? Is Link jumping from? You know, what game was that? What happened? And even though I saw it in the trailer like a jillion times, you know, this time like for real, I guess, seeing Link like go into the still world, and it's just Zelda, and the way she runs out and falls over, it's just the cutest thing. It is cute overload, and I'm like, I can't deal with this level of cuteness. Okay, I'm just not. I'm not ready. I love talking to all the people. I love seeing a castle town that's actually like there and not totally utterly destroyed. It's also nice not seeing Hyrule utterly destroyed.
Right?
We've gotten 2 destroyed Hyrules in a row.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of the fun things I think about like 2D Zelda, is that you don't have a whole lot of, you know, everything is, you know, in destruction and everything else. It's like, no, this is a beautiful town. This is a beautiful world. I totally want to explore it. I have notes, y'all, because I was like, I have to write down what I think about all this.
I have
Well,
notes as well.
What do you think about the NPC expressions?
I like them.
They're hilarious. I love them.
Especially
You know.
when you break things.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Or then they get so scared when you
Yeah.
like when sometimes when you echo a monster,
Mm.
they
Mhm.
get so scared and they're like this and they're shaking. It's so cute. I got a horse the other day. I think either yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was playing
Mm.
and I got a horse and I'm like, why stop with the cuteness? I can't deal. I'm like, it's My Little Pony Zelda edition. Yeah.
real.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, my inner 5-year-old girly girl is just going absolutely wild. I whatever. There is the charm, Paul really touched on that a lot as well. It's extremely charming. No, this isn't the big 3D monster that but we got two of those.
Mhm.
We got two really big 3D Zelda games in one generation. That's not easy to pull off. I think before we used to get them like the big one like once per console.
Yeah.
So, and also what I like about it is, and don't get me wrong, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, all the big 3D classics, they're excellent and they keep me up. I do feel like with this game, okay, it's been a couple hours, I can put it down.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll finish saving Hyrule later. Versus when I'm playing one of the bigger games, I will say, okay, it's 4 a.m. and I have to be up at 7. I can play one more hour after like 16 hours,
Yeah. Save the negatives for the other round.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
It's like I gotta take it. Dang it! I've been playing for 16 hours. I gotta take a nap. So those types of things. I do have some critiques, but
we'll do that for the other round. Yeah.
we will do that for the other round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I really see that I said I see the potential.
Mm.
I see, hopefully, maybe not Switch 2, but Switch 3, whatever it's going to be
Yeah.
by then. That's another
More.
10 years from now, probably. I see the big 3D game. I see the big. It's not going to be Echoes, but it's Hyrule, so of course it's familiar.
Yeah.
If you played A Link to the Past or A Link Between Worlds, you recognize a lot of the map. It's just really the same map, but fully expanded. With all that, what I'm trying to say is it's Hyrule, and it feels like Zelda, but it doesn't play like Zelda, and that's what I like about it. This is officially the Adventures of Link. I kind of low-key think that's a missed opportunity. This is really the Adventure of Link, you know what I mean, in a way, because Zelda is in the same world with the big bad monsters and all the scary doom and gloom, and she is totally outsmarting everybody in a way, and that's what's showing off the wisdom, and I love that. And Zelda before it's the wisdom. And Zelda before, we can argue one of these days we'll do like a really big lore deep dive or something. But Zelda doesn't always necessarily make the right decisions. I don't know if you're finished with Ocarina of Time yet, but you'll see she doesn't always make the best decisions. But the way she comes to what she wants to do a lot of the time, she always has a purpose. She always has a reason. And she really did. It's like, that's the best idea that we got so far. You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she does use her wisdom. So the echoes, I feel like, illustrate that better. Because I mean, when you see Zelda in other games, especially when you play Skyward Sword, she's not in the background. She's present, but she's in your mind present. You don't see her on the screen enough. You don't get to do as much hanging out with her as you'd like. And it's kind of like, how do you show off somebody's wisdom and stare at the camera like this? I mean, how do you show that off? And I was like, this is brilliant. And I talk about Hyrule Warriors a lot. The way they made Zelda's model so she could battle. It's a spin-off game, so it's fine. So she could battle. I was like, this style does fit her and her personality. It makes sense that a princess in medieval Hyrule, where they always have legends of monsters and things of that nature, it makes sense that a princess would know how to defend herself, even if she's not the excellent swordsman as Link. You know what I mean? And I said, but she has magic and all this stuff, and it fit her well. But this game, I'm like, I see the potential for the future when, you know, we can put her own sword. It's not gonna be the Master Sword. It's not ripping off. It's not gonna be a Link rip off or anything like that. It's gonna be her own thing, and it makes sense for her character. That's what excites me so much about this game. And also, if I keep talking about the cuteness, I'm gonna like start crying or something.
I mean, for real, it is adorable.
I can't help it. I'm like, the ponytail, y'all. She got the outfit and she has a ponytail. Come on. It's life. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, this game is they should do amiibos of the little horse. They need to do amiibos of the.
They definitely have to.
It's like,
do you saw the little horse on Princess Zelda's room? It's in her room.
Yeah,
I gotta go look.
Yeah, go to her room and you're gonna see the little horse there on top. It's like a plushie or something. It's very cute.
That's adorable.
I've been in her room and I was like, oh, we have a certain type of pet, and I had to talk to the pet. It was great.
I like those pets in this game.
I like all the pets in the game.
There's cats everywhere too. There's cats everywhere on the game.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if we were gonna say it or not, so I was just like,
I mean, it's just they're just there.
In the trailer.
It
was in the trailer.
Yeah, they're just there everywhere. I wish you could, but
you can, Mike. Mike, to answer your question, seriously, you can.
You can.
You can't pet them, but you can talk to them and understand them. Okay,
yeah.
I thought that's what I didn't know which one you were going for.
No,
Nintendo, we still can't pet the dog.
Pick him up.
Why we can't pet our?
Why Nintendo? Okay, that knocks points off already. You have to be able to pet the cats and the dogs in Zelda games. That should be like a new law or something.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Every reviewer would just go like, "Here's 0.2 more."
Just for being able to pet the animals.
Yeah, absolutely.
We haven't been able to pet animals, I think, since Twilight Princess. That's over 20 years ago. You could carry, or you couldn't actually like pet them like that, but you could pick up the dogs and play fetch with them, and you could pet the goats.
I have to try, but I have heard that you're able to pet the animals in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom when you're not carrying a weapon. I have not tried it, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna let you know.
Interesting.
I want to try it, but I don't have Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom here with me. If you do, go ahead and try it, and
I got you.
I want to know. Perfect.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna go more into the. I wouldn't say technical stuff, but more into the whole idea as to how this started and this whole adventure, because there is I have to point out that we have 4 parts as the developers available at Nintendo on the Nintendo website. If you guys would like to read through it, I always find it very interesting because that is an open door for developers. They kind of explain exactly how they came up with the idea without giving spoilers. It's actually very nice. Like, it will give you more information as to why, Princess Zelda is a protagonist, for example, in this particular case, and stuff like that, right? So starting with that, Echoes of Wisdom is actually developed by Gresso. So they were the ones, because we know we have the same engine as Link's Awakening, but Gresso also worked on the remasters for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. So that's pretty much the basic stuff of the game. And when Eiji Aonuma said that the linear gameplay is no longer coming back, he was right, but he never did mention that they were going to attempt to combine both, right? So that's essentially what they did here. If you take the linear storyline, I'm not going to say gameplay because that's what differentiates between let's say Link's Awakening versus Echoes of Wisdom, because it's not a linear gameplay. You have freedom of exploration. You have someone already broke the game. I mean, I can tell you, like, I don't know, jumping and going crazy, going all the way into the volcano without doing and using any of the echoes or stuff like that. Like, the people already did. They already broke it. But one of the things is that, like, you are not limited to a certain item, or because even with the, with the beds, you can get places, right? You can go places. If you got a certain echo, you might be able to crawl into certain trees or whatever. So you have that kind of freedom of exploration. That's one of the things that I really loved. The other thing is that every enemy, it's a puzzle. the enemies are puzzles. That's how, how wonderful this is, because when you're Link and you have a sword, of course you're going to be, charging at the enemy, right? Because that enemy is running towards you and you have a sword. That's basically what you're going to do, right? But with Zelda, you don't have anything, right? You can twirl a little bit or spin around, but that doesn't damage the enemies. So every time that you see a certain enemy, you have to, think and make sure that you're using the proper echo against that enemy. So essentially every enemy is a puzzle. So you're not really limited to the dungeons, the temple, whatever you're going through. It's starting with the enemies. Those are puzzles. And it was a perfect way for them to have the sword fighting form available, because it makes you think twice before using it. Why? Because you can use it for a limited certain time only, right? So it boosts your, like, it keeps you motivated. It's pure creativity on doing stuff, right? The other thing is that on that particular interview that I'm talking about, they did mention that they started developing the game with Link. That was a given. That was originally how they started. But when they started to, go back and forth between the echoes, because they look very similar to what in Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, that you have the Sheikah Slate or Pura Pad and all that kind of stuff. We have the runes, right? But they essentially work together with, the Master Sword, or whichever is the case. The echoes are completely different, right? So their concern was that if they were given the echoes at the very beginning and then they were given a sword, for example, they were going to stop using the echoes. And Eiji Aonuma and the whole team wanted you to keep using the echoes. And after all of that, they started, to think about it. And then someone... They started thinking about it, and they say it must be someone who doesn't fight. And we were discussing this a few podcasts ago about, well, Zelda can fight, right? Because she's a princess and she's probably trained in how to, use a sword or stuff like that. But more like they wanted to have someone that was not fighting, or with a sword and a shield, essentially. And that's when they thought about, hey, what are we, based on the story, and we're not going to say much of the story, we can do that. We can change that so that Zelda is going to be the one doing this now. So it's very interesting. Like, I found it very interesting the way that they started, creating the whole thing. And then they kind of they thought about it, like, why won't we go and, have Princess Zelda as a protagonist this time? Because it fits with the, the whole gameplay that we're talking about, the whole story. So I think it's a perfect time, right? And there's a lot of people out there, probably they were still not very sure if they want to buy the game because it's Princess Zelda this time and stuff like that. It's kind of a spin-off, because even though it's a mainline, it's not a longer, 3D adventure. It's a shorter kind of version. And like we have been discussing this game is the perfect time for Princess Zelda to start her adventure, because now people are going to start recognizing that even though it's a Legend of Zelda game, you might either play with, Link or as a protagonist, or Zelda as a protagonist. And who knows, probably someone else, right? We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But I like all of that. The other thing that I really like about the game is dungeons are back, which is great.
Yes.
However, one of the things that I liked so much is that they found a way to balance so that you're not limited to certain things. And what I mean by that is that the dungeon will give you rewards, and you get upgrades at the very end of them. I'm not going to say more than that. And that's great, because that way you're not limited to go to certain dungeons. You can go on whichever you like if you can get there. You're not, shackled to follow the same order. And it doesn't matter, because you get upgrades, and those upgrades are going to be amazing. So it kind of pushes you to finish or to get all of the dungeons. Versus Breath of the Wild, it was a little bit, overwhelming for a lot of people, because the world is so vast that you can be spending a lot of hours doing nothing but collecting stuff instead of going through the dungeons. And the dungeons here is more like, if you do them, you'll get this. So it keeps you motivated to keep on going on the story, and you have kind of a more direct gameplay besides here are everything that you can do, like and kind of everywhere, right?
Mhm.
And so this is a linear storyline, but it's not a linear gameplay, which is great.
Yeah.
About what you were mentioning about Try, she is actually an ethereal creature, and that actually the translation, I mean, what it means is extremely delicate and light in a way that seems too perfect for this world. That's what ethereal means. That's why you love her so much.
Yeah.
You're saying ethereal?
Yes,
right.
ethereal.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, that's I never knew that.
Yeah, the voice they used, the sounds they used for her voice were perfect. Perfect.
I love that.
Yeah, you feel all the
That's
emotions in her
awesome.
voice, and whenever there's a she's scared, you can feel it. She's surprised, like you feel the emotion, so it takes you along with that, you know. One thing I liked about this game is that it catered to two different types of crowds. Those who say Link doesn't have a voice, and those who say Link has a voice. First thing we can see is that you can see in the trailer, Zelda does talk, but she does the same thing as Link does every game. She does like this, and there's no text on it, but you can see her. She's explaining, right? Just like in Breath of the Wild, just like in Tears of the Kingdom, Link is like, you know, he's doing all this little mimic like that, you know, like this and like this and all the little dance and everything. You know, he's communicating.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a little other little nugget I don't want to be specific about, but I know it's going to cater to the other crowd that they're going to love it. But overall, I agree with everybody on the cast. The game is a beautiful game. It's just beautiful. I think that Nintendo is doing the right thing with just kind of keeping alive two different Zelda games. There's a top-down, more traditional Zelda game, and there's the open world Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, which I'm pretty sure they're going to continue to make. And so I think that what they're doing is they're keeping the more traditional for the top down, and they're experimenting like crazy on here. I can tell you that if you play Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, you'll find a lot of familiar things here too. Not gonna tell you what, but there's a lot of familiarity that from Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, even though those are big, wide open world games, you'll find them in this little cute corner of a game, you know? And so, yeah, they did a fantastic job. One last question for you, Lily, before we move over to the we'll go over again to see what anybody else has anything to say. But I wanted
to answer Lily's question though.
Give me a grade on where do you put it on your first impressions?
From a scale from 1 to 5, or
for example, like, okay, so every Zelda game you played, you had a first impressions on, right? You've had your first impressions of those games. So where in those in out of all the games, where do you categorize this game? Where can you put it for first impressions? Like, for example, I put it right below Tears of the Kingdom for me. When it comes to Tears, although Tears of the Kingdom is my favorite all-time game, but still, when it comes to first impressions, I was really amazed by Tears of the Kingdom, and this game, just like that. So, where do you categorize it?
I would definitely put it on my third. The reason why I say third is because. My first game was Ocarina of Time, so it was a 3D Zelda game, right? Okay. Then afterwards, I started playing the top-down perspective kind of games, right? So I'm a little bit biased with 3Ds more than 2Ds, right? Or top-downs. So honestly, the first time that I went into Hyrule, going out of the Shrine of Resurrection, all that kind of stuff, that was mind-blowing for me. So Breath of the Wild really took that place. Then Tears of the Kingdom. Now it was the other way around in a bit, because we got Tears of the Kingdom very short, like we recently just released it, or it was released very sooner. So I will And because of that, like because of Tears of the Kingdom, it made me really appreciate Breath of the Wild more. So it kind of bumped it up a little bit and it went back to first place. So I have first place Breath of the Wild, second place Tears of the Kingdom, and Echoes of Wisdom is definitely the third for the time being. But yeah, I feel like every Zelda, I keep telling this to people, like Zelda, there's always a Zelda for everyone. So that's the beauty of the whole series. Like even though we have a timeline, we kind of understand that where they belong and stuff like that. They're not kind of, yeah, they're not really like continuation. Even Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild are not like, even though they're a sequel, right? But what I mean is like they're their own entity. So every single Zelda game, depending on the time where you played it, is the impact that you get from it. So they always change for me. So but for now, I'll say first impressions, I've been playing it for about also like 13 hours. I know that you can complete that for about 35 hours or so if you want to complete every single one of the hidden pieces or anything. That's how I feel about it. There are such moments where, without giving too many like details, where I was very, very impressed that it made me really appreciate the entire series, because that's the thing, like there's a lot of Easter eggs, and they're not even Easter eggs, they're actually part of the whole thing. And that's one of the things I really appreciated, because Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, they exist, they're there, but they're just areas, regions, little things and Easter eggs, but these actually are part of the game. So I really like the fact that they brought back a lot of amazing things from the entire franchise, and they put it together. They built this monster with everything that they have done so far ever since Breath of the Wild.
I agree that they did find a way how to bring a lot of elements from every single game into this one. Awesome. And Joycey, what did you want to
I was trying to answer Lily's question. That's cat. You can't pet the dogs.
Good. So, yeah. Wonderful.
I took all the weaponry off, and I fed this same dog like all this good gourmet meat, and he's just looking at me, just wanting more meat.
Yeah.
He doesn't jump on you or nothing. So whoever said that gave me false hope, and I'm sad. When you see them again, tell them to go sit in the corner.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We will.
All right. Perfect. So before we go into the not negatives, but
critiques
or something like that, I want to go ahead over to Paul. Paul, you had something to say before? You wanted to say something? Yeah.
Nintendo Prime is in the chat, so I just wanted to say cheers. Here's my shampoo bottle. Cheers.
Paul, this is a family stream, Paul.
Shout out to Nate. If you guys not subscribed to Nate, go ahead and do so right now.
I could go, or I could go next, or whenever. But
so now what we're talking about is not so much negatives, but more like little things here that kind of maybe bugged you away, or something that you would have liked to see better improvements. And it's hard, I know, because we can't spoil anything or say anything in particular, but we'll try our best to kind of, so far, because I'm pretty sure none of us have really completed the game just yet. But at the end, once we complete the game, on our spoiler cast, we'll just let it
go crazy about it.
Yeah. So go ahead, Paul, you can start.
Yeah. So these aren't really knocks, but they are some you could say maybe objective truths, some maybe subjective. Like I said earlier when I was kind of going into it, some of that only 8 different degrees of motion in which you could place things, that sometimes feeling a little bit like maybe it's even 4 in this particular grid, with a little bit of a wonkiness, or trying to look straight here and add an echo to have that echo shoot an arrow this way, but you kind of have to fiddle around, and that Bokoblin throws a spear a little bit over there and not quite like that. So that's a little bit of an issue, but not too big, but it does come up once in a while. It was kind of a little bit of a gripe almost with, if you remember playing Super Mario 3D World on a control. It was with the D-pad. So even when you
Mhm.
played with the analog stick, it wasn't a full 360, and you could kind of feel a little bit different. Like I said, didn't really come into effect too often, but a little bit. In this
Mhm.
game, maybe it's felt a little more just because of how precise you do have to constantly place things
Mhm.
to go up. In which case, like Mike said, probably the bed is being used a lot because it's short enough to hop onto and
Mhm.
long enough to help cross the chasm. But
Yeah.
that kind of goes
Bed
into
bridge.
the next thing.
Mhm. Bed bridge. Bed bridge.
Yep,
And the
that's what
next
it is.
thing is like, oh, how much you get versus how much you need, and how they kind of conflict with each other. Like, I don't want to forget anything, or put it on the back burner just because I'm not using it too often, because I may need it later on.
Mhm.
But there are so many things that I'm either scrolling through it, tuck, 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 or going the other way to get something. In which case, that was a little bit of a thing in Tears of the Kingdom. When you're adding something to an arrow, you got to go dick, 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 and oh, it adds a little bit of unnecessary scrolling to the experience that
Yeah.
maybe there was a way back for Perfect Dark on Nintendo 64
Mhm.
to select your weapons. You could go a and go through your pistol to the other pistol to the rifle to the bum 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 bum, or you could just hold down something, and then with the analog stick you go top left or top right or bottom left and pump pump. I'm like,
Mhm.
that would have been good. So I'm almost wondering, forget about scroll wheels. Like
Yeah.
that's a possibility, because then scroll wheels you'd still have to scroll.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
why? I mean, it wouldn't be that bad if, like, how you could tap right on the D-pad to activate the echoes,
Mhm.
or the L button to activate echoes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
One of those two should have been, instead of a lateral way to do it,
Mhm.
right could be to highlight it, and L could be to pull up this grid of 360 things,
Mhm.
360-degree things that had like a cluster of eight, and then maybe like you could put in this quadrant enemies, and then you could customize and put in this quadrant flying creatures, and in
You're
this
right. Yeah.
Mhm.
things to hop on top of, and in this quadrant maybe something else.
Mhm.
Like, I
I
think
Mhm.
like
that would
that.
have been a better implementation of navigating your menu,
Yeah.
because even though it's not too hardcore of an action game where you need that quick twitch fiber reacting, pa pa pa, sword, bomb, bomb, bomb. There are some times in battle where I'm like, just right, left, and I shouldn't have to have that. Like I said, not too bad, because the gameplay experience is slowed down a little bit to not need quick twitch action,
Mhm.
responses. But even just standard navigation, like that would have helped a little bit. So, small little gripe with sometimes laying out things, small little thing with navigating. But like I said, by and large, music and graphics and
Yeah.
gameplay and variety, and the fact that you could go, oh, that's the other thing that I remembered earlier, in addition to cheering Nate, was something
Mhm.
else, because you said top down.
Mhm.
This isn't even a gripe. This is actually just something kind of
Mhm.
in between the two. I
Yeah.
like that you could click the right analog stick and go completely vertical, go
Yeah.
completely top down. But I almost wish I could double click in and hold it, lock it in. I
Mhm.
do like this isometric view that is, this 45-degree angle looking at it like this, better than I do top down.
Mhm.
So, well, why do I even want the feature then? Just because for fun, like, to have that pure
Mhm.
top-down feature at all times, even if I probably wouldn't play with it like that, to experience certain areas on and off if I wanted to. But like I said, I probably wouldn't play the whole game like it. But
Yeah.
I like the 2D navigating things. So I'm not upset with any loading. There's really not that much loading in the
Yeah.
game. I love it. So the only other thing that I think is, because like I said, you could say, maybe that doesn't bother you, and it's a subjective opinion. But one objective thing that the game doesn't deliver at the highest optimum level is a little bit of frame rate drops. Now, I actually am not very frame rate sensitive. I am one of the least complaining people out there when it comes to frame rates. I loved the heck out of Age of Calamity. And to the people that say, oh, but the frame, like, it didn't bother me at all. And some people really just don't understand. What do you mean? Are you blind? I've got 2016 vision. That's actually a little bit better than 2020. That means that I could be 20 feet away for what people with 2020 have to be 16 feet away from. So I've got that vision. I'm just very not sensitive to frame rate drops. So, but that being said, in that kind of high action paced game, there's so much going on that I grew up with slowdown in fast games.
That's why it doesn't bother me. We're immune to that.
We're immune to it. And in a certain degree, you could say, well, then now that you're just you're settling for mediocrity, you're settling for something compromised when it's not. But I would know the difference, because I do know the difference in certain games when it is lower and you deal with it, and sometimes it's lower and it truly doesn't have any impact. And like Age of Calamity truly doesn't have any impact. Despite it being so fast, there's so much action, it doesn't matter. This game, it's a little bit different because it still doesn't bother me. Like, it doesn't bother me, but it is almost more noticeable, kind of, because it is so slow. And not in a bad way, but like, you just navigate the world and you traverse a little bit more slowly, going into new quadrants and going into new enemy encounters, that when it does have this little bit of a hiccup, since you're looking at this oil painting in front of you, you notice a little drop in between new oil painting, in between that one oil painting and the next oil painting that you're going into, not enough to be bad or jarring. And I'm not lying, I'm not making an excuse for it. If it was that bad, I would say, oh, it's ruining the experience, but it doesn't. Does that mean maybe it will? I mean, does that necessarily mean that it won't bother anybody? No, I don't think that's the case. I think if someone is rate sensitive or something like that, the countdown in the chat, that was the countdown, was 3, 2, cheers. Nate's a little late in the chat. That's okay. In this case, truly, it's not me saying it's so minimal that it won't bother people. But also, I don't think it's going to bother most. I think the folks that are really critical of it, and if that was their big reason for dissing it, I don't agree, but that's what makes reviewing games great. Is there's someone out there. No, it did, and like, you have to listen to other people speak and then kind of identify with someone or a few different people that you click with, because someone out there could be really sensitive to it. They might like the way I talk or like most of my opinions, and they'd be like, oh, so Paul says it's no big deal, and then they play it and they're like, oh my gosh, this thing is bugging me, I'm tripping out, I can't deal with it, or the reverse end of the spectrum. You'll never know until you play it yourself. Unfortunately, there's no, well, I don't want to say unfortunately, but there's no demo. But like I said, small little notice, that one's not even a gripe. So overall, I mean, the pros far outweigh what I don't even call them complete cons, but just a couple of technically less than awesome things. So I don't have a score for the game yet, but it's very high. It's above 9 easily.
Awesome. I agree a lot with that, with what you said about the menu, because you're right. You have to kind of, there is the pressing the Y, so you can kind of change what you're looking at, either weapons, either furniture, or recent things used. I used it a lot, like trying to figure out words,
and then you realize that you just passed and you have to go again, like another cycle.
I know. So I agree. The square grid with at least kind of little kind of works better. I mean, you can customize and make your own little echo chamber thing there.
Echo chamber.
If Nintendo used the Better Call Paul little jingle, I would have called up and answered. Use this.
You gotta put out the Paul bat signal.
And now it's time for Better Call Paul.
Yeah. Hold the L button down and let that pop up a whole grid, and then put it into 4 quadrants, and then use the right analog stick or left, whichever, to go tick, 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 and quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Bye.
Yeah.
No,
Even-
Paul, call him back. Paul, you gotta call him back. Tell him to remake Twilight Princess with the Wii U Tech demo.
Yeah,
Let me
please.
fix that one.
Even in Tears of the Kingdom, auto build was better because you can favorite things up, right? And
You're
it was
right,
better
yeah.
for you to move around and see, like, oh, I want my, my cycle or whatever, or, to fly around the sky or something like that. But here you don't have that. You can't really favorite any of them, which is
You're right.
kind of a bad thing because there are a lot of echoes that are very useful depending on the situation, but there are also others that that they're not going to fail, and that those are your favorites, and you need to favorite them.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. Somebody in chat said, "Oh, can we talk about Echo? Is that a spoiler?" Well, it's not really a spoiler. Just about every monster, every enemy you come by is an Echo. So
We can talk about the ones that were in the trailer that you already know about.
yeah. So it's there's more Echoes you can find there. I have 100, and there's more, and so I know they're every enemy you come across is an Echo. So and more. So Lily, you want to go ahead and take your little pet peeves?
I have a list.
Go ahead, yeah.
Regarding our talking about the frame rate, I agree with Paul in terms of it did not bother me at all, but I feel like of course it will bother people, but that is the reason why this game was not intended for Nintendo Switch 2, and I feel that it was perfect to be released on Nintendo Switch and not Nintendo Switch 2, because if comments are going crazy about the frame rate, I kind of understand their perspective, but it doesn't bother me. I'm from that from those people that don't really bother, don't get upset about it. But if the comments are that bad right now, imagine how would it be, or how it's going to be the reception of people having a game for a Nintendo Switch 2 that had that amount of frame rate. So I feel like it was great for it to be released on the Switch and not on the Switch 2, right? In terms of the actual game, I do want to share a little bit about a friend of mine that has never played top-down Zeldas at all. So he has been always on 3D, and he asked me, like, what do you think of the game? Like, he honestly asked me in terms of should I get it, and here's where I tell people who have never played the top-down gameplays that if you have, it's not a requirement, because Nintendo will never make a game for you to be necessarily to be familiar with the gameplay or anything like that. But there are also you might be that kind of person that it's like, well, it's not like a 3D Zelda game, so I'm not really into it. So what I'm trying to say is give this game an opportunity, and the reason why I say this is because you have the whole beauty of the 3D experience with this game. And I did mention to him, like, if you have not played top-down Zeldas, then I will encourage you to play at least Link's Awakening. That'll be, even though it's a linear gameplay and a linear storyline, which that's not the case here, it will give you that exposure to those kind of games. Because if you have played Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, you have already the freedom of exploration already covered. You know how that works. You know how that kind of creativity works. You have that covered already, but you're still missing that top-down perspective. And the reason why I'm saying or encouraging people to do both is for you to fully appreciate the game, because I feel like a lot of the people might feel a little bit disappointed. They might feel a little bit disappointed that, oh, first of all, I don't get to use the sword as much, and I wanted to to be able to do it as I did on Tears of the Kingdom, or stuff like that I feel like people are going to get compromised on their experience because they're kind of blocked into that particular spectrum, or they feel like, oh, it's not for me. Give it an opportunity, but also if you have never played top downs, try to play one, at least for you to get used to it, and you'll learn to appreciate more Echoes of Wisdom. About the menu is definitely a problem. Not a problem, but it's very, you can pause the game, right? Because you're browsing through and navigating through your echoes, but still it wasn't well thought. And it's because there are so many echoes. Like that's the only problem, right? Because we have a huge catalog of echoes that we can go through. It takes forever for you to navigate it. And that also brings me to the D-pad, where you can switch between the sword fighting form and then the echoes and then the other things. I wish there was a way for you to add them as you please. The reason why I'm saying this is because I often find myself activating by accident sword fighting form because I want to go through echoes, and then I press the D-pad and triggers the sword fighting form, and you can hear the music. I'm like, oh my god, not again.
Yeah.
That's something that for me was a problem. So the ability to customize the shortcuts would be amazing if you had an opportunity to do that. Also, of course, not being able to pet dogs or cats. I'm sorry, that's actually that takes down points. I'm sorry. And finally, I feel like I wish there was a way to zoom in a little bit more, especially because Princess Zelda is so expressive, and
yes,
I feel. It's just that I really wish that you were able to zoom in a little bit more. And there are a lot of things that you want to have a closer look at, and you can't really. And that bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think they could have done a better job with when there are moments that are happening and there's expressions. They could kind of do like a little zoom in and look at them and how they react in certain ways. But I agree. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Paul and Lily. Yeah, the menu thingy is a little thingy. I haven't seen any frame rates because I don't see frame rates. Yeah, go ahead. What do you think, Joycey? You got your little pet peeves list?
Yeah, yes.
I will say, and I was even talking to you guys about this before the show started. I don't notice frame rates. I've always joked that my Switch is magical. Because I don't really notice frame rates unless I'm really trying to do there's a whole lot going on the screen. Then I don't care what your system is. You're probably gonna have a little slowdown. But also I feel like I notice it more in handheld mode than I do when I play it on my TV or my screen or anything like that. I feel like I have an issue. That's when I really, really see it. Because I mean, I've played through Hyrule Warriors, Bayonetta, like those real fast-paced games, Astral Chain, and I don't get as really that many frame drops. I put a picture in our Discord, and if you play the original Zelda, you can feel the slowdown in that room.
Oh, I like it. Yes, I remember that.
That's where we come from. That's our that's our jam from all my 80s babies. So it's not unplayable. When I think of unplayable, I think buttons aren't working. My character left, they go right. I'm seeing things like that, or the slowdown is so hard that it literally it has to load for like 10 minutes or something. So it to me, it's not a deal breaker. However, I will say this: when you are making your own hardware and you are making games to run on said hardware, with all due respect, Nintendo, they need to run perfectly because you made the system and you made the games that go on the system. I can give a little leeway to third parties and everything, but Nintendo, y'all got to get that together because there's no reason why any of your games shouldn't be locked at 30 or 60, whatever's appropriate. Period. I got to give them a little ding for the devs, but it doesn't ruin the gameplay experience. In some places, it's just kind of like, well, it's raining anyway, or it's sandy anyway, or whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay, so that's one thing off the list.
Also, for you kids out there, because we're kind of not that young anymore. We used to navigate the internet with something called dial-up. Okay, we were waiting ages for the freaking website to load.
Yeah, America Online, you got mail.
We're more patient.
You can click on a website and you're like, all right, well, that's loading. I'm going to throw in a load of laundry. I'm going to make a 4-course meal.
I have no idea. You're living the dream for us now, but yeah.
Speaking of that, I could be waiting for a page to load. All of a sudden, I lose internet. My mom's on the phone. She just picked up the phone and started calling me. you know. And I'm like, Ma, I'm online. I need to use a phone. So,
Oh no! In my house, my mama would just holler upstairs at me, "Girl, I'm trying to use a phone." Oh,
I'm off the internet.
I remember trying to get the highest quality download that I could get from Capcom back in the day for, I think, the Resident Evil trailer for Nintendo GameCube. And it was at the time like the best looking game out there, even with its pre-rendered backgrounds. It looked stunning, still holds up to this day. Just a lower resolution, you know what I mean? And certain trailers back in the day, there wasn't really buffering. It was just like you had to download the whole thing to watch it, and some you could watch it as it was downloading. And I remember one in particular. Now it had to go all the way through before you could even watch it, and I'm like, oh no, I gotta start all over again because I wanted to save this thing from Capcom that was sent and not just watch. And so eventually I got it. I should probably upload some of these old classic videos. Some of them are on the internet, and some of them people don't have the early footage of this particular E3 build. But yeah,
man,
lots of good points though on Zelda.
You guys make me feel old because I remember clearly having never heard of the internet or Google or a computer. Computer when I was born, maybe it was like it was the size of a room, an entire room. And there was a computer that was like the size of a room, and then people had like these big giant boxes here with, and all you saw was a green screen with these little jagged looking numbers and everything. That's it. So you guys have it made today. But you know what?
Wait,
I went outside and played.
I went outside and played. Picture.
What picture?
Oh, but I hadn't even finished, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Mike wanted to segue. It's like, no, not before I get my critiques.
No. I know you weren't done. I know there was like some stuff in the list. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's some stuff, but we can speed run it. I totally agree with you guys about the menu, and I even felt that way in Tears of the Kingdom. I didn't mind it so much in Breath of the Wild because it was new, but I'm like, I'm spending more time in my menu than out in the world, and that can get annoying. I do like playing with all the echoes. I have fun with my gameplay. Unless I'm trying to get somewhere and I'm trying to puzzle and the enemy is in the way, then I just pull out whatever the strongest echo I have. And I'm like, yeah, go take care of that. I'm trying to puzzle over here. I want to figure this out. I don't care about the bokoblin over here.
That's what I pay you for. Zelda's
exactly. Go, minion. Go. I'm getting a smoothie.
Moblin, do your thing. Yeah.
I love the smoothies.
Oh
and
my
I'm
God,
like, smoothies.
I got all the smoothies already.
Oh, you know what?
I haven't gotten all of them.
The only one that bothers me is the butter smoothie. I'm like, how can people eat that?
Right?
I haven't tried it yet because
butter plus butter.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You can combine two of the same ingredients and make a smoothie.
I know that, but I didn't think. I thought it would come out as dubious food because I've already made. Well, it's not called dubious food in this one, but
dubious smoothie.
It's unflavorful smoothie or something.
Yeah, it's the same little graphic, like the little.
And I don't know if this is kind of a spoiler, but I'm just gonna say it and throw it out there. When you drink it, you really need to pay attention to Princess Zelda's expressions.
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, and each smoothie, you can also make smoothies that affect your, give you extra protection to not just your HP, but if you want protecting against fire, this and that, then smoothies are a good combination to that. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. I had an entire day with smoothies.
That's what it is. Blue Moon got it. I already talked about the charm. One thing that does kind of bug me, but again, I see the potential. The dungeons weren't what I expected. They're not bad, but they don't have enough personality. In my opinion, I'm like, y'all could have gone a little bit flashier with this. I think of Link's Awakening's dungeons. I think of really just about every dungeon before Breath of the Wild, and just about every Zelda game. They were extremely unique. When I'm in the fire area, it's like, okay, I'm in the fire area. Yay, fire. Okay, I will say I did like the water temple better. But 2D, I feel like 2D Zeldas nail water temples better, period. That's just me though. Let me see something here.
Adding a little bit to what you just said, like even Link's Awakening, the face shrine, like oh my god,
the face
that
shrine was
dungeon
excellent.
and the music. We needed
music,
something like that. I do agree with the personality that you just mentioned, Josie. I do.
And I'm gonna say this too. I feel like this is a test game.
I also feel that.
And I'm not saying they're not working hard and putting thought into this. That's not what I'm saying. There's a reason why they didn't, and I've heard other YouTubers say this too. They took the safe route and gave Zelda, the baby game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, Nintendo does need to get their younger audience up a little bit because a lot of people are like 20 and older. The other thing is, it's like, do people really like Zelda that much? Do they, okay, let's try to make this game. We're going to make it really good, but we want to see how the audience feels about this. Are they going to like Zelda as a protagonist? And then I can see us getting another 2D game where they go just extra hard for no reason. It's going to be on par with the other 2D games. We'll get all the personality and the flashiness and all the things that we're kind of used to. Yeah, and that's what I meant. That after a few hours of playing, after a while, my eyes start getting tired. It's like, okay, I can put Tears of the Kingdom I can't put down. Other Zeldas I can't put down. Links to this day, A Link to the Past I can't put it down. Well, I don't know why. I know exactly where everything is. I know what every trick is. I know the glitches. I know all that. But so far, the charm, the adorableness, the fun, the puzzles. I actually am enjoying the story. Now, one thing I will say about 2D Zelda, I do think the stories are better. Not A Link to the Past, but Link's Awakening, a Link Between Worlds. This one, stories are much better. If somebody had asked me what I would rank it so far, the game is at least a solid 9 for me. A solid 9.
Good. That's good.
Where it falls on my favorites list. It's too soon. It's kind of hurts me to say it, but I'm gonna say it because it's truthful. It kind of falls in my, this is sweet, this is great, I'm enjoying my time with it. In about a month, I'm probably gonna forget about it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Do you have more on the list?
Yeah, but I think that's enough for now.
Okay.
Because I about the future.
Just a reminder, guys, that right now, throughout the podcast, you can go ahead and drop your question in the chat, and one of our amazing co-hosts will star your question, meaning that they will put the questions on the side so that we can go ahead and answer every one of your questions at the end. We're after this after we talk about, actually, we're going to go now into the showing you guys beds in the most inappropriate places. And after
places where Zelda should not be sleeping.
Yeah, places where Zelda should not be sleeping. I like that. We're gonna show that, right? And then pick a couple of winners to see who won of the most inappropriate bet location. After that, we'll go ahead into our Q&A. So if you have a Q&A for anybody on the chat, do this. When you do your question, if you want to say question for all, question for all. If you want to say question for Lily, question for Lily. Make sure you direct it to anybody who you want to question. You want to direct the question for. That way, we know who's that question for. They can answer it, and then we can move on. And we don't have to guess who's that. Who can answer that? What, right? So yeah, question for or question for all, and then in that way. So go ahead and drop your question now. And without further ado, what is the most inappropriate place Zelda can put her bed to sleep? So I'm gonna go ahead and share. I'm not in the contest. I'm gonna share mine, and I think let's see here.
I sent you one too.
You sent it? Okay.
I sent you a message.
Okay. I'll go ahead and highlight that one too. Let me go get where is it? Okay. Let me go ahead and find yours first. I think I put mine on Twitter or X.
On Twitter.
Twitter.
Oh yeah, it's Twitter.
It's Twitter.
While you look for that, I'll just spit out some other Zelda news for those interested. The game opened up very well in terms of sales.
Numbers.
So far, we have just the Japanese hard physical data, but it debuted at 200,121 units sold in Japan's opening 4 days from Thursday through Sunday, easily being the #1 best-selling game of the week. And Nintendo Switch hardware went up to 74,351, which was like a 20-something thousand boost over the previous week. So good for the game and good for the system. Okay.
All right, let me go ahead and hide this because we have a super chat. All right, so Boo Mini just dropped a super chat. Thank you so much, Booney, for your support. So, do you think we will get a Zelda game in 2025? If so, do you predict it will be a remake, another EOW type game, or something else? That is a very, very good question. Because whether we get, I think we are getting a Zelda game in 2025. I think it's for Switch 2. I just don't know whether it's going to be maybe it's another top down or maybe a remake. I'm gonna go with a remake. Anybody else?
So a lot of things are on the table because it's been a few years since the Hyrule Warriors, and the Warriors games, while they're not 30, 40 plus sellers, they do at least about 3 to 4 million, I think, and Nintendo likes that. So I predict either a remake or a spin-off game. I think in 2026 or 2027 we will see a new Zelda game. We're starting seeing it. And I also think that we might get another at sometime Switch 2 gen. We will get I think it's possible we'll get another Zelda as the protagonist game. I think it'll still be 2D, and but I think it's going to be way flashier with all the bells and whistles. So, yeah,
that is awesome. What do you think? Paul?
I think it'll happen in 2025, but definitely eventually. Wind Waker and Twilight Princess will come. Nintendo's not going to not port them. They'll eventually use them.
I just said money on the table.
They'll eventually use them in a similar strategy as they did this generation with Wii U games or a GameCube remaster or a Wii title or a DS upgrade or something like that in a low point of Nintendo Switch 2's life. And I think that will be a way to also capitalize on the Nintendo Switch audience that couldn't move over yet because not enough stock is out there or the system's too expensive. So they'll just drop a Zelda Wind Waker or the Zelda Twilight Princess, and when you play it on this system, it's a little bit better, and then play on this system, it's comparable to Wii U. So I think one or both of those games will finally make it out in 2025 during a little bit of a gap between Switch 2 launch and Switch 2 like December. But I would love it, even though I don't think it'll happen yet. Ocarina of Time full-on big remake eventually. Not quite 25. At this point, I'm like, maybe you hold on to 2028 for the 30th anniversary, 3 years into the Nintendo Switch 2's life. Maybe. Is that too long?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to take a while if they're going to make it.
Yeah, that's way too long. I'm kidding.
I think they're rebuilding they're probably going to be doing a whole new engine too.
Yeah.
They have. Don't rush that one. Take your time.
We'll take remakes until then and spin-offs and 2D and all the other things. We'll take all.
It'll be 10 years before the next 3D game or for the next Zelda game.
They're not going to take that long, but if they're going to be real ambitious, because I wanted to comment on this real quick. Because Lily had said, well, Zelda doesn't have a direct sequels, that continue the story. And I agree with you because you're
kind of, yeah.
But one day they will break the final convention of Zelda and they will give us a story so amazing that we're all going to just like cry. That's all we're going to, and one day when we'll have that podcast, when that day happens, and we'll just be here crying through the whole thing. It's going to happen. I'm manifesting this.
I'm sorry, but I did not cry when they stopped drawing the deer.
Manifesting.
Okay. Thank you, Lily.
I did not cry when they stopped drawing the deer.
You didn't cry with what?
When they stopped drawing the deer. Where do you guys get it from?
What?
I did not cry when they stopped drawing the deer. Somebody in the chat can get that reference from that reference.
Bambi?
Yeah.
So lost.
Like,
So lost.
I did not cry when they stopped drawing the deer. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry over.
I'm gonna cry if Paul shows that shampoo bottle again. That's gonna make me
Lily,
cry.
did you get the answer to the question?
No. I'm actually sending my screenshot
Oh, okay.
of the bed. But do you think they will get a Zelda game in 2025? Yes, I absolutely think that's going to be the case because even though Legend of Zelda has been for more than 30 years, there's still a lot of people that don't know. Like they know what the Legend of Zelda is, but they have never played a game, and especially because they're kind of open a lot of doors with the movie. They're also gonna eventually make something in Universal Studios, of course. So what I'm trying to say is that they're putting Legend of Zelda out there for people. So definitely they will go for a game for 2025.
Yeah.
If so, do you predict which one would it be? A remake, another Echoes of Wisdom type game, or something else? I would say that they will potentially make both. Like one Echoes of Wisdom type of game, but probably like a bit by the very end of the quarter or something like that. Like I don't feel it's gonna be for launch for release on Switch 2. I will go for. My heart wants to say that it's gonna be a remake, and it will definitely be Ocarina of Time. But I have that kind of feeling that it's not. Like I wish that was the case. But that being said, I mean, again, Nintendo, you know, Paul, that there are numbers, right? It's a company by the end of the day. That's why there's a friend of mine loves Twilight Princess. I love Twilight Princess as well. But that's one of the major reasons why I feel like they're not going to push that bad with Twilight Princess, because I mean, let's face it, it's we don't really have a lot of Twilight Princess, unfortunately, compared to, you know, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild. So they're kind of playing the safe route, right? So
I agree. Yeah.
So if they don't go for a remake of Ocarina of Time, I hope they do some sort of a bundle. It'll be great to have something like they did with 3D All Stars, to have something with Wind Waker and Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
The Triforce pack.
Yeah, it could be something like that, but I feel like it's too much for me to ask.
You're right.
So,
yeah.
So the last prediction will be like another type of, you know, with the Breath of the Wild's engine or Tears of the Kingdom engine overall.
Yeah.
A brand new story.
It'll be present in the next game, because every game bounces off of the other.
Yeah.
The last one's engine.
Yeah.
So it'll be there, but it's gonna look so different.
You know,
you
made a really good point. You know, and you brought the Legend of Zelda movie theme park, new fans. I can even go as far as saying, you know what, Grezzo's on using the same engine. They might even remake Zelda 1. You know, Zelda 1.
Yeah, or Link to the Past.
You know, just like with a Link to the Past, you know, bring those games forward. And after the very first Zelda game for the anniversary, Paul, I think they can go back in time and get that first game, bring it and remake it, rather than Ocarina of Time. Like make the first game the actual one that's celebrating the entire anniversary.
You know, I wonder sometimes, like so far they've remade games in a similar style without changing up the visual. Like Link's Awakening, they kept that same isometric style with a new graphics, but they painted over the original. Ocarina of Time, when they brought it to 3DS, it was a very simple remake, but they just kept it. I wonder how would people react, and I have a feeling that some would think this is awesome and some not for me, but like Minish Cap, Breath of the Wild that thing up, Ocarina it up, change the perspective, make it 3D, totally switch the foundations of how it looks, instead of what most people think the safe bet, Minish Cap still 45-degree angle, isometric top-down perspective, but just with beefed up modern graphics. Or the flip side, you know, probably not favorable for most people, but Wind Waker, nah, we're gonna go down and make a Wind Waker, a top-down looking like a Pokemon kind of game, updated 2D, HD, amazing, hand-drawn sprites, totally modern thing, but a complete change up to the visual makeup and how that game looks. Again, like, what if they play with that? Probably not, because it's not the safest bet, but it is a way to surprise people, and Nintendo likes to surprise people and do the unexpected. But, like, you know, would it work? I think it would work for any of the games, because all of the games are great at their core.
Yeah.
But the visual style and how you navigate,
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, scary, a little scary.
I would go on Joyce's World, and I would Octopath travel it. The Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and use that 2D, 3D style they're using now for the
Oh, I would like that.
Yeah.
Link to the Past.
Yeah.
A Octopath style look?
Exactly. Yeah. With the
Leave a Link to the Past alone, it's perfect.
A 2D, 3D style kind of, sprites with yeah. So all right, so let's go ahead and showcase. Go ahead, Joyce.
You had oh crap, Paul, what was the last thing you just said? Y'all know my sometimes is kicking it.
Changing up the visual of how you
see at that point. I don't mind them because I kind of want them to preserve what was. I don't like if they're gonna do all that to it. I'm like, I might as well have a new game. Like if they're gonna just smack it up, flip it, and rub it down or whatever. If you get that reference, you a real one.
I get it, at least. Yeah.
I know y'all. I know you 80s, 90s kids do. But yeah, I just kind of think about that. Who sent this in? Like,
I'm just showing my picks here, just so that you guys have an idea. All right, so this is what we call an appropriate place to lie down. Right. First thing, there's no way out. She can't go anywhere, and yeah, it's weird. Just like the floating bed there. She might fall off, just roll over, just drown or something. We got another one here real quick. The other one right here in the land down under, just there. This one's not that impressive, but still.
Where's that? I haven't been there.
Yeah, don't look. Maybe.
I don't know where it is. I think
someone's gonna be like bed with the final boss, and here we're talking about non-spoiler.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna. Yeah, no bosses allowed. So
I've been able to keep away from that, thank God.
Yeah, so she's right at the edge, but there's not really no edge there. She's right at the edge there, and then here she's just completely ignoring everybody else. And then like, I've got a monster intel, and she's like, I'll listen to it later.
Princess gotta get her sleep.
And the king.
But that's the thing. She's a princess. She can do whatever she wants.
She put it right on the stairs too. Like she didn't put it there. She was right on the stairs. And here's Lady Impa just going crazy because Zelda's not listening. She's sleeping. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and go to the other place here where everybody else share their stuff. Name topics fun. Here we go. I got a lot of them here.
Hold on, I gotta go add mine in there because I just DM'd you.
Okay, you DM me.
You saw it yesterday.
I did, yeah. All right, this one is from Hollow Knight, $3.95. You guys can take a look now. The crew can take a look, and then the chat take a look. Let me know if you guys like it. Right now, we got Hollow Knight, just floating bed in the middle of the water, and we have the fishes just looking through, like, what the heck is going on here? Why is she sleeping? And then we have here a bed right on top of Link's house. I don't know how that works. Just that works. These are, by the way, these are images taken. I'm pretty sure they can take with their phone. And here is one in the lava right here. So I'm pretty sure she's having a really, really warm dream or something. Here we got another one. This one looks pretty actually. This one looks nice. This one is from
She looks like she's in something.
Yeah, this one looks like this is the final place where Link would come here and rescue her and give her a kiss, and the true love kiss, and then wake her up like Sleeping Beauty. And then we have Try here just kind of standing there.
keeping watch.
Yeah.
If there's a voting process, I can't participate. But that also means that there will be no tie because you will be down to 3. I've got to go see Joker.
Oh, enjoy your
The movie's starting soon, and I gotta roll.
All right,
No
Paul.
worries. Have
Oh,
fun.
Enjoy the movie.
Have a good
Enjoy
night.
the
Bye,
movie.
everybody. Hopefully.
We'll have the chat be the tiebreaker.
Okay. All right. Bye, everybody. Enjoy.
All right.
Bye.
Night.
And
All
my
right, we have Try here, and
these. Oh, you said put it in topics fun. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
how it's fun. And then we got here from Hollow Knight again, another one. Okay, now he just took over the smoothie shop. Put the bed right on top of the smoothie shop. He's a little smoothie coconut. He's a coconut, right? It's coconut. Are they coconut?
No, they're Deku.
No.
He's a Deku.
Deku. I know they're Deku, but I mean, they're like seed or scrubs.
It's Hyrule.
We never question what they are.
Right.
They
just
just
witness
exist.
We just accept it, and we're all inclusive. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, so now we have here Zelda sleeping next to the big giant fish right here, and she's
Lord Jabu Jabu, please. Lord
Yeah.
Jabu Jabu.
yeah, taking a little nappy there,
Sleeping
nappy.
like right in front of a lord, like not caring.
Yep.
That he
Yeah.
probably has to impart some more wisdom to her.
Yeah, we.
I'm noticing something here. Like everybody else is like jacked up with hearts. Look at this, all these hearts here. And if you look at mine, I only have like right through here, and I'm already towards the end. Not really caring about hearts so much, or going for hearts. All right, so we have Blue Moon.
This
Blue
is a
Moon.
good one, Blue.
You just put
Yeah, that one was.
on the Goron's face right there,
I hope she got suntan lotion on.
right?
It's
Yeah.
a little warm up there.
All right, this one is from. Let me
Oh
go
my
here.
god, that's
one.
hilarious.
Yeah, Mar. How did you wait? She built water up and then to the side and put the bed right at the edge.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
And it didn't sink in, I don't think it's sinking in. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it too. I didn't know you could do that. Man, she's just sleeping there, just taking a nap.
Just all out in the open. I mean, it's her kingdom. Do you?
And Hollow Knight shared another one right in the middle of the fountain and then just right there.
Wait, she has a little knight behind her, and he says, "I'm on watch." So see, she's perfectly safe.
I
Just
think
sleep
it's,
right there in the middle of
I think it's the soldier guy over here.
Yeah, he's like
And-
he's kind of fuzzy from here. I could not find that word. He's a little-
He's like watching her, making sure nobody attacks her. And this one's like, get up.
These are-
All right, another one from Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight's on fire.
No, Hollow Knight puts 2 beds down. One literally on top of the Triforce. One right, literally on top of the Triforce.
That's awesome.
And then, okay, we're on top of the throne. The king looks upset.
Not happy.
Monster Intel. Blue Moon. Oh, that's adorable.
I love that one.
It looks like
Very
she died. It looks like she
inappropriate.
died. She was laid to rest there. That went dark.
No.
I mean, the game starts very dark, by the way.
Yeah. Lily Hyrule. On top.
Excellent.
How does that work? How does that work? It's floating. It's halfway floating.
Well, because it has like a little it's where you upgrade certain things,
Mhm.
and it has like a little top part of it. So
Mhm.
I put it on top of that.
Yeah, we have the same.
Why it
amount
looks like it's
we
floating.
have the same amount of hearts.
Well, it's because I'm not that far actually. I have collected a bunch of heart pieces.
And the last one here we have Joycey sharing her courageous sleeping in the middle of a boss battle.
I'm not gonna lie, Joycey, I did that several times because let me tell ya, It was
They
When I
amazing.
saw it in the trailer, when I
It
saw
was
it in the
nice.
trailer, I was like, "Oh, Vivagi is back. He's so cute now." Blah, blah, blah. No, that was not a cute boss fight.
That is crazy. All right, so it's time
I've
to
never
pick.
played a Zelda game before. If in that boss, I got tore up.
Okay, so we have a whole bunch of entries here. Which one is your favorite, Joycey?
I can only pick one.
You can pick your top three.
Top three.
Scroll down that one.
Uh-huh.
Wait. That one where it looks like they're in
This
like
one?
a canopy almost. This one. I like
Uh-huh.
this one. And then wait, where is it? Blue Moons. Yeah, I like her.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there was another one. Was it down? That one.
This one?
Yes. Because
All
it's
right.
like, I want to try that.
Yeah, it's
That makes
interesting.
sense.
I didn't even know you could do that. All right, Lily, pick your top three.
Top three. I'm gonna go with the Great Fairies. Do you already pick
Mhm.
that one?
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go with that one. And okay, so let me go to the chat because I have to double check on that. So which one did you pick, Joycey? The one for the fairy, and which one?
I picked that one for the fairy. That one right there.
The
That's
water.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the water, and I picked the one where she's sleeping on top of the Goron
Yeah.
village.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Deku Scrubs then.
Mm-hmm.
That one. Yeah. The Deku Scrubs. I
You know,
think
the
that's
blue-
my
top.
favorite. The other one I'm gonna go with the one on the throne
One though.
and
Okay.
mine.
Down a little bit, I think.
Let me see here. One on the throne. No, the one. I think the one on the throne was mine. So I don't count. Let me see.
Okay,
here.
then mine.
Oh, this one. Okay, this one.
That one. I like
And
that.
then mine.
Yours.
Well, yeah, because that's a given, I guess.
Yeah. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and choose. Yeah, I think I have to go with Gerudo here. Not Gerudo, sorry, Goron. Goron. I'm gonna go with this one. Actually, I want to go with this one. This one's like in the middle of nowhere. You think she's in the middle of the ocean, just taking a nap.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Waterbed.
And the waterbed, literally waterbed. And I think I'm gonna go with this one also. This one. So yeah. I think we have some winners. And so, without further ado, announcing the winner for the digital codes. By the way, digital codes are from the games that we saw in the Indie Mania showcase. There's a whole bunch of games there. Okay, so we have some cozies to open worlds to RPGs, a whole bunch of stuff. And so you just let me know you just tell me a genre, cozy, and I'll give you that genre of game, because I can't there's so many that I can't go game by game or whatever. Okay. So the winner for the digital code is
Trying to do a drum roll.
drum roll.
Try.
You want to, okay, I'll wait for the drum roll.
I don't know if you guys can even hear that. That's just me banging on my desk. There you go.
Mikey, we're going crazy.
All right, so the winner for the code giveaway is everyone who entered from here and up.
Wait,
How
you're
not
not
one a code, Power Mad,
You're not
one
sharing
code.
the screen.
Mike. You're not on. Yeah, you're not sharing my screen.
I'm not.
No.
What happened to my screen?
It's hiding there.
Oh,
There you go.
Sorry. So the winners are. Let me start again. The winner are everyone from Blue Moon, winner of a code. Janmar wins a code. Hollow Knight wins a code. Power Mad wins a code, and that's it. Everybody who entered wins a code. Even Joycey J and Lily win a code.
Aww. Yay! We got a
Everybody who participated wins
code.
a code. So congratulations to everyone. Next month next week we'll do something else, and you guys can have another chance to win a code. So we'll do one thing every podcast. Give you some digital codes. All right, so congratulations. All you gotta do is just send me a DM and let me know a genre. Okay, you want a cozy, you want an adventure game, you want like that, genre. Don't say Pokemon because I don't have Pokemon. It's all indie games. All right. Well done. All right, so we have some Q&A, right? We have Q&A to go over.
Yes.
We got some questions. All right. Lily, you want to take it over?
Sure. Let me just start with, I guess, so Borini, we already answered that one. Did we already answer that one? I'm not sure. So we have a question from Ethan. Is Star Fox coming back on the successor to the Nintendo Switch?
Big possibility. There's two new trademarks renewed for Star Fox. One of them is for NSO because it has NSO on it, like little images, and the other one has no images. So that one could be potentially for a new Star Fox or a port. I don't think. Who knows? Maybe they'll port a Star Fox now for until we wait to Switch, because Nintendo still needs to give us more video games until March. So there's a big possibility Star Fox will still make it, but Nintendo is still working on it, so they have not forgotten about it. So yeah, there's hope.
Yeah, I do agree. I feel like it's a must at this point. Yeah. Joycey, do you have any answer for that question, or do you agree with the answers?
I apologize. I was looking up something. I am not the biggest Star Fox fan. Nothing wrong with the game, just not my jam. So if the people want it, yes, give them all the Star Fox things. So say it, Echo of Wisdom. The
wisdom. So thank you very much for your question. Any love? Has anyone completed the game? I'm gonna start. No, I have not.
Is that your last name? Is Ginny Love your last name?
Answering a question with a question. What would you say?
So beautiful. I mean, I wish I had that name as my last name, like Mike Love.
I went to school with a girl. Her legal parents named her Love.
Love.
That is awesome, man. Those people are blessed, man. My name is so boring. Perez.
Yeah, but you can tell people you're related to Rosie Perez. She's a legend.
She is?
She's saying no, not my real last name.
No? Okay. Well, it looks nice next to your name. So
thank you for your question. Mike, have you completed the game already?
I have not. I'm taking my sweet time. I'm enjoying myself.
No one in the chat. We might need to ask this question to Paul and Zach eventually.
Yeah, I know with I think it was Link's Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
I received the game early, so I literally went through it, just to try to complete it before the game came out, so that I can put my first impression release or whatever review, and I didn't enjoy it. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do anymore. I don't like to having to rush through a game to do a review, because I feel like I'm trying to rush myself and not really sitting back and enjoying the scenery and just kind of the little features here and there. No, I haven't. Which one?
Link's Awakening.
Oh yeah, Link's Awakening. I did finish it, but I'm saying I think I finished it way too fast that I didn't really enjoy it. It was before. Yeah.
I can never be one that reviews games unless I can put my review out at least like 2 to 3 weeks later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for your question, Alisala. So to everybody, do you all think it will be cool to see a farming live sim Zelda game? It still has some great aspects of Zelda game, but for farming, like live sims, elements, etc. too.
I love it. I love it. Like Hyrule, like just kind of like a farming in Hyrule. Maybe in Hyrule, maybe it's not Zelda or Link, but one of the side characters. Maybe one of the villagers. You're kind of doing little tours around, helping people farm and collecting stuff, and like just the day-to-day operations of how Hyrule operates. Right, would be cool. Taming to the horses and feeding them and stuff. Like a little, yeah, I can see that. I did like a little I used AI again. What if Nintendo did a farming game with all their characters, and it had Zelda with the pickaxe, and it had Link with the shovel, and then Mario with on a tractor. It was hilarious.
I see it happening because I mean, there's already a Disney one, so why not having a Zelda one? And I can think of a character for that, Malon from Malon Ranch.
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
What about you?
Ran off with the hero of time, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yes, the lore is so good. We have our own rumors.
Hey, Malon is from Link's Awakening, right?
No, that's Marin.
Marin.
Mm-hmm. And Marin's not real.
It's all a dream.
It was all the Windfish's dream. It's like, how did I get it?
Yeah.
How
did that happen?
I didn't want to wake it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. To know that our little friends are Marin is kind of there, but kind of it's complicated. Anyway, this is my answer, Acelia. Only reason I'm not wild about it is because we already have a game like that. Now, it's not that Nintendo isn't good for putting their own characters and spin-offs. Look at Mario Kart, look at what's the other ones? Smash, But, and I think I've mentioned this on the show before, but we didn't get deep into it. But I have been in my head thinking since one of the things that we like to do is have more lore, is I really would be interested in seeing the Zelda visual novel. That's way up there. And in order to hold somebody's attention, Nintendo would have to go some places that I don't know if they want to go there. Not bad, not dark, not crazy or anything, but some things they would have to kind of let go of a little bit. Because if you read a lot of the dialogue in Echoes or in really any Zelda game, you understand why it's rated E for everybody, and that's fine. You can't use a lot of, and that's for a lot of different reasons. They don't want to be putting in big, long words and words that are a little bit too adult and everything for a 6-year-old, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But I would like to see them break that convention, because you can put all the story you want in there and leave the current games kind of as they are. I just think it would be interesting. And I think people would give it a chance just because it had Zelda on it. And I think they would give it a chance.
Yeah,
yes.
agree.
Very nice.
Christopher, he's asking, can we talk about different echoes, or would that be considered spoilers?
I think we answered that during the podcast.
Yeah, we did answer this one during the podcast, and our answer was that we were able to discuss only the ones that we know of. Like
and that's when I said, hey, you can just about any monster you come across, little enemy is an echo.
I will say this though, there's certain things, not enemies, and I'm gonna share this because that happened to me, where it's difficult for you to make up if you can learn it or not. So pay attention very closely to every element that you have, like every item there, because there are some where you don't even think that you can actually learn it to do an echo. So pay attention everywhere, because you're gonna miss some, and make sure that you echo, or you learn to echo those things.
Look for sparkly stuff.
Yep. All right. So, question for Mike from nobody. Would it be smart for Nintendo to unveil two SKUs for for Switch 2, a regular model and a Lite?
It would be smart for them to do it, although I don't think they're going to do it side by side. I think the two SKUs mean two different colors, one white color, one maybe the all black color. But if they go off with if they do the Switch 2 and the Switch 2 Lite off the back, that'll be amazing because my daughters don't like the bigger one; they like the light one. Don't know whether they're gonna do the Lite this time around or maybe later on after. I think the OLED's coming first. Nintendo, the base model with 2 colors, and then the OLED model, and then the light version if they ever do a light version. But yeah, I think it will be incredibly smart if they do off the back Switch 2 Lite. Just because PlayStation and Xbox have been doing it. You know, they've been releasing 2 systems, one digital, one regular. So maybe the light version could be all digital, and then the base model could be physical.
Perfect. And there's a question. I'm not sure if we already answered this one, but thank you very much, Crazy Scott, with the
Crazy Scott.
32 months. Do you think they will follow up with another Zelda led Legend of Zelda game?
32 months, seriously, that's almost 2 years. Thank you so much Scott, for being a member. 32 months. You are one of the anchors of the channel. Appreciate it. Yeah, they're always going to be making more Legend of Zelda games.
I think what he means is
Zelda led games. They already broke the ice. They broke the ice. I think there might. I think the next one that Zelda plays in, I think we're going to be playing with both. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to make Link, have him captured. I think there's going to be the Ganon's going to be so big and so strong that they're both going to be needed in some way or another.
One of the things that I've been saying for a very long time is I want a mirror game, like they have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I hope I got that right. I want kind of a Zelda game like that. You have Link's Adventure and you have Zelda's Adventure, and it makes one big story.
Awesome.
And then at the end, it's like, wait, it's not Ganon. Then who is it? And it's like some other great big crazy evil.
Right.
But I definitely think that, I don't know if I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. I think we will get another 2D Zelda is the protagonist game, and I think that's going to be the one that has the bells and whistles. If this one does at least probably a few million, and I think it will, because it is worth the money. It is a good game. Then I could see them really, really going all in on the next 2D day. Eventually, one day they will give her big 3D game. It's like, yes, girl power, and I love it. And nobody had to diminish for it to happen.
Lily.
I think that's definitely, I agree with what Josie said. Because we have been discussing this. Like, I feel like this is the first step towards something bigger. It was a perfect time for them to introduce Zelda as a protagonist. And we kind of saw that with Tears of the Kingdom through the memories. But we weren't really, it wasn't a playable character, right? But that was very feasible. Like, people, I feel like it was totally something that we could do, or probably have like a, if you have played Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, where you can play as Ventus, Terra, and Aqua, and they have different perspectives of the whole story. That'll be amazing to be able to do that as well. So it'll be mind blowing for me if we can. But yeah, I mean, Zelda is always going to be a thing, and I also feel that they're kind of having this kind of liberty where they're testing, but at the same time they're going through the safe route. Like, they know what it works, and they're kind of building towards something bigger. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
It's smart. If introducing Zelda as a playable character, but then going the safe route to make sure that the game is playable and likable at the same time. So it's smart.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
The other thing I was going to say is, what I like about it is they kind of held your hand going in, like I said, with the cold open, so you get used to. So it's like, yay, Link, you're happy to see Link, and then they're kind of like, they slowly take the training wheels off in a way, and I really like that, because I do like, there's a presence of Link even though he's not there, but he is there, but he's not there. You know what I mean? I like that. So, but I think one of these games, it's gonna be, not necessarily save Link, but maybe there's a bigger adventure going on in the background, and we see Link and her like, okay, this is the plan, ready, break, and we just follow her. I think that'd be cool too. But yeah, that's all I want to say.
Yeah.
You know, this is my favorite topic, other than coffee.
All right, and we have another question from Andrew. I finally got my Nintendo Online, so I could get vouchers.
Nice.
So are there any old Zelda games out there I should play, or really got into Zelda with Ocarina of Time? So before we talk about the vouchers, before we jump into the vouchers, there's a bunch of games that you can play, Zelda games that you can play right now with the NSO. But if you only have the basic NSO, you will not be able to play the other ones. So if you have the NSO with the expansion pack, you can play the Minish Cap on the Game Boy Advance. You can also play, and that's for free. Okay, we're not even touching the vouchers at the moment. And you can also play Nintendo 64, so Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. But for the basic stuff, Zelda 1, Zelda 2, A Link to the Past, even the Oracles are available there. So Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. So you have like 5 more that you can play for free. Okay, for free.
Original Link's Awakening is on there too.
Oh yeah, Link's Awakening and Link's Awakening DX. Both of them are there. Absolutely. In terms of the vouchers, so the vouchers, that is something that you only get if you are a member of the NSO, and you get, you can buy them directly through the eShop, and it's I think it's 130 something for 2 vouchers, and you can essentially bundle your games, right? So you're getting one of the biggest games, like even I think Tears of the Kingdom, of course, it's eligible for that. Echoes of Wisdom is eligible for that as well. So you get your vouchers and you combine, mix and match. So you have the ability of buying games for a cheaper price. Although we're talking about digital, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't think it's for physical.
It's digital.
It's only digital. That's what I know so far. But Mike, Joycey, feel free to add more or to correct me.
Correct me. Is it vouchers digital only? And they're
vouchers,
only
vouchers. For example, vouchers. For example, it's $100, and you can get 2 games, $2 $50 games. It'll reduce the price from the $59 games and the even $70 games for Tears of the Kingdom to $50, so you can get 2 of the 2 games per that 1 voucher. And yeah, you have to have, of course, have an SO. And it could be applied for any Nintendo first party game that has the voucher little mark on it. For Zelda, any of the Zelda games you can get with a voucher. I think all Zelda games currently right now on Switch are $59, and so it'll take off $10 off the top of each game. You can get 2 games for the price of 1. So that's actually a good way to. I've never used a voucher, dummy. I don't know why. But it saves me money, and that's the best way to actually invest in more than 1 game if you look to pick up 2 Zelda games. There's a lot of
digital only, right, Mike?
Yeah, there's digital only, not physical, just digital for the eShop. Yeah.
Mini rant. I kind of low key hope, since Nintendo's planning on having that kind of system, I kind of low key hope that you can like kind of use your voucher like towards like other games. Not only Nintendo, because I'm like, they're already there, and you can kind of, especially like those little games that are like $20, $30, you know what I mean? You can buy several of those. I know that's not the point, but I would like it if they did that. It's like, oh my gosh, I would just buy Nintendo credit all the time.
Yeah.
and just add all kind of stuff.
Yeah, the only reason why they don't do physical is because there's a certain tax that they apply to the physical version. For disposable, the actual product, the printing and all that stuff. So digital is the way they go with that.
That's going to be the future. I really think that if they started doing the manuals again, I think more people would get back into physical. But y'all know my reasons for not doing.
Yeah, physical. I knew what you meant, Lily, when you said 132, because that's in Canada, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, I always forget. But yeah, Canadian dollars are, we need to pay more. But
I know exactly what you meant. Yeah. So it's Canadian is 132, and if it's in the US, it's just it's $100, 50-50. So
yeah.
And also, real quick, Andrew, there's a ton of Zelda games also just on Switch. So somebody put Skyward Sword in there, Skyward Sword HD. There are the spin-off games, which are the Hyrule Warriors games. You can get Hyrule Warriors 1, which is with the definitive edition. And you can also get Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It's a low-key, it's a spin-off, but it's a low-key prequel or another timeline of Breath of the Wild in a way. Not by Nintendo, but it's a spin-off. It's still good. There's more. There's
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening, the remastered or remade version. On NSO, the original, you can get that one. Anyway, plenty of Zelda.
So for me personally, if this were me with the voucher, and I've only gotten to Ocarina of Time, I would buy Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom with that voucher, because Tears of the Kingdom is $70, and then Breath of the Wild is $60. Yeah. So you would save a lot. You say what, $30, $40 on that? $40. Save $40 right there off the top.
Yeah, those are games that you're going to be playing for a while.
Yeah.
A while. Oh, I think he already has Tears of the Kingdom. He says, I have Skyward Sword on Switch, but never even opened it because I was obsessed with Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, Andrew, one more little nugget for you here. As much as I cry about the Zelda story and how they didn't do it right and blah, 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 and if they would just let me fix it, I just need about 2 or 3 games and I can fix the whole timeline, whatever. Skyward Sword has one of the best stories.
Yep, it does.
And probably in gaming. It's good. Yeah, go open that. Go play that when we're done. Go play that.
Yeah, I own every Zelda game on Switch, and I have to play them.
You haven't played Skyward Sword? Oh my god!
I
you
own
really
them all
have to give
on
it
Switch.
a chance.
Wait, Mike, we have to send you on a Zelda retreat of awakening.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The forest, to the wilderness. Just me in a solar power.
Also, have nothing but your Switch.
Yeah. I also want to do the plug right there, Andrew. I do have a video on my channel that gives you a rundown of all the Zelda games that you can play on the Switch. So you'll find it there. And we have a last question. The last question is from Christopher. Everyone, what is your favorite Echo? And I guess we cannot say the other ones that we get, but there's some. But easy, let's go, Mike. Which one is your favorite one?
You can any about any little enemy you see. It's an Echo. So, but I'm gonna say my favorite Echo is the bed. The very first bed you get.
Not even the fancy.
You know why?
It's so much more stylish.
You're gonna see how helpful that little bed is. That first little wooden bed is super helpful in a lot of situations.
Building stairs.
Yeah, there's many ways you can use those because you can combine them with other Echoes. Use that one and then use another Echo to do something else once you're up there. So there's a lot of things you can do. Be creative, But it's the bed. It's just the bed. Now,
just the bed.
Yeah. Now we'll talk about later on about my favorite little enemy Echo.
JC, which one's your favorite?
I forgot the official name for it, but it's the crow that usually steals your rupees.
Yes.
That's the beginning. Yeah.
As you go further into, and that's at the beginning. And everybody, if you played as all the game, you know what those crows are like. But the reason I like it is because they start costing a little bit less when you get deeper into the game and you start powering up. And I just love to be like, okay, let me find a campment of enemies. I'm low on rupees. Just knock out about 3 or 4 of those.
That steals rupees for you.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And they take out the enemy. So I'm getting paid while they're getting taken out. Zelda's kind of savage.
A great service.
Think about it.
She's commanding the kingdom to work to fight for her, literally.
Wait a minute. Somebody tell me at the end, does she just bust out like the most massive, crazy Echo and just says like, say hello to my little friend or something like that? And if you get that reference,
that's hilarious.
You're older than me.
Yeah.
Blue Moon is saying that the trampoline is the best Echo. That's also a good one.
Oh yeah, I like the trampoline
is
too.
Great.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Especially when you have to reach high places or burn something up high. Take a little fire guy and then jump on a trampoline and like, and then burn something up high. It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. It took me a while to figure that one out.
I have like 3 favorite echoes, but one I cannot share yet because I feel like it's one of the most powerful echoes actually that you can get. So, but I'm gonna go with the water block. I really like the fact that you get the water block at a perfect time, because by that deep into the game you will be able to echo quite a lot of water blocks. So you can get anywhere with the water blocks. Like that has been like the most useful one I have, and I'm constantly using it. And the second one will be the plot boom, which is the platform, the yellow platform that goes up and down. That thing, it goes very high up, so it's very useful, and it stumps the enemy as well. So
yeah, the
really cool.
water blocks look they can turn into like a little elevator because
yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and depending on how you position, you can also go sideways. So it really depends on where you put them. But yeah, you keep echoing, and it keeps going up and up and up and up, and you can go on high places with the water block. Yeah, very useful.
I just think she's just extra cute when she just jumps on the trampoline. Like I was severely amused by that. I was so amused by that for about a good 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I just kind of jumping up and down.
And also, spinning is the new rolling, you guys.
Yes,
so it is. Spam that R button. You go
no
faster.
matter where you are, like literally, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Whatever you're traversing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, is that the end of the questions?
That is all of our questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lily, for taking care of that.
Really?
All right, my friends. So guess what? We are at the end of the podcast. It was been a Zelda podcast, so there was no time limit. We made it to 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is pretty good. I want to do a shout out to Zach Hendricks. You can find him at Zach Young Calf Zach. Young Calf Zach on Twitter. And of course, Paul Gale Network, who has to step out early right now in theaters, eating popcorn and watching. What movie was he want to watch?
Joker.
Joker 2. Oh man, so just send your condolences to Paul and you know and wish him a good time. And without further ado, let me present to you the rest of the cast, the Zelda girls. All right, Joycey J, where can we find you?
We're the Hyrule girls.
The Hyrule girls.
Do you like that better, Lily? I like that.
The Hyrule girls. Well, let's do a podcast.
Right.
We're the girls of Echo.
The girls of Echo. The girls of the wisdom.
The wisdom.
We're the girls of the wisdom. I did change my name today and nobody noticed. It's hilarious.
Oh, really? Oh.
Wisdom Echo of Hyrule.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I am Joycey J. I am so silly. Forgive me if I look tired. Y'all know I come here right after work. But you can find me on Twitter, because I will never call it X because I refuse, unless I'm contractually obligated and I have a fee of literally $1 million in order to call it X. Follow me at DJ Joycey. I don't post a lot, but when I do, it's usually about gaming or something that's going on with games. If you have any Zelda questions or whatever, you please feel free to @ me on Twitter.
All right, and Lily, where can we find you? What you got going on this week?
Well, you can find me here on YouTube as Lily Hyrule, and also on my social. Like, a lot of people kind of feel that I don't reply to messages or I'm doing something else. I don't know why they have that kind of vibe. Probably because I feel like I'm very perfectionist in terms of what I do, and I feel like I have like a whole team working with me. It's just me. So feel free to shoot me a message. I don't know, even at Twitter, Instagram or Facebook. I'm always there. I also have my Discord server in case you guys want to join as well. In terms of what I'm doing right now, I'm still playing Echoes of Wisdom. Tomorrow I am going to a certain area of Echoes of Wisdom. That's going to be at 5 p.m. and then Sunday. So I'm on a rampage. I'm pretty much streaming that game every day. The only day I did not stream was on Wednesday. So yeah, feel free to hop on there as well. If you would like to be part of the live streams that I'm currently working working on. And I do have a bunch of a backlog of gameplays as well as other videos on YouTube that I'm still working on. So I'm gonna try to set my time aside and start working on those because, like I said, it's just me. I don't have a team behind me, so
Yeah.
I have to do everything and also work my full-time job. So it's a bit exhausting. Okay. But other than that, yeah, I don't have anything major to share with you guys except that we're still playing Echoes of Wisdom and the live streams. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Lily, for being on the podcast today. And for me, you can find me here at the Odyssey Monday through Friday. You have Nintendo news. Right now, we're just hitting Switch 2 really, really hard because it's the trending topic. And I give you other little pieces of nuggets of news, but Switch 2 is like what YouTube is commanding us to do, so we have to obey the almighty algorithm. I have a little announcement to make. Boom. This is the announcement. It's coming back, guys. Tournaments are coming back. Yes, the end of the month, October, the last Saturday in the month, we will have our Fall Guys, Mario Kart 8, Splatoon 3, and I'm missing one tournament. And of course, yes, you guys have requested it. The thank you wheel is coming back. So, we have the thank you wheel here. It's somewhere around there. We win it, and it has a whole bunch of prizes, and you guys get to win something every single month. It's called a thank you wheel because it's not meant to gain subscribers, but to thank you guys for being here and for being part of the Odyssey every single month. So, yeah, tournaments are coming back. I missed them because those were really fun times that I used to hang out with you guys. And it was fun. Another thing that is coming soon is Name Topics Mini. We have an Name Topics Mini, which is little mini sessions in the afternoon of what you see here, but pre-recorded. Let's say Switch 2 is trending. We're gonna have either Joycey and Lily at one point, or Paul and I at one point, or Name Topics Mini, just like a 10 to 15 minute video and just discussing the news and going over it. So Name Topics Mini is in the works right now. Let me see if I can show you something here, which is protocol. Let's see here, chat, brand, blurpity blurp. I'm gonna put this here, and you can see there. Let me go ahead and hide. Take a look at that. Oh wait. How about this? There we go. That's the Name Topics Mini.
That's a nice layout. I like it.
This is the Name Topics Mini layout. So we got 4 people that are gonna be out here. We got Name Topics Mini. And then we got Joy-Cons there, but this is gonna be the layout for the Topics Mini. And it's gonna be just like this, just talking about video games for about 10 to 15 minutes, podcast style, but condensed. So you guys can have a little thingy there. Okay. So we will answer questions off the back, maybe 3-4 questions per episode, and they have to be on the little room that I have to create on the Discord. But that is what's going on with the channel. We have the Indie Mania channel going on right now. I just finished an interview yesterday, finished another one today with the developers who were on Indie Mania. You guys like this layout?
Yep.
Joycey likes it.
I was just like, yeah, love it.
No, it's because I'm trying to make up for the fact that I have really bad lighting, so I'm trying to
you got bad lighting, Lucy. So Name Topics podcast, Indie Spotlight podcast. I have another developer, a really cool developer, Mojito the Cat. You guys are gonna fall in love with that game. It's a platformer that's coming out, and it's amazing. I think it's gonna be a crazy game. That's the next podcast coming out, and then I also have Way Forward Games coming on podcast. I have the Valdi, the owner of Way Forward Games, will be on the podcast as well. So you guys want to check that out. Check that out because I need some coffee. So yeah, my friends, thank you guys so much for spending time here at the Odyssey on Fridays with us here at the Name Topics podcast. We will see you next Friday.
Yep.
Same channel, same time, same bat channel, bat time. And what was the other thing?
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Okay, that's how it went. Yeah. Before we let you go, let me find some music here because.
Also, in honor of Zelda, see my shirt.
Yeah.
We got shirts. We got shirts. Look at Lily's on Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
mine it's more in
Hoodie.
the back, but I can't.
Careful.
Nice.
Can you raise up the hoodie? The hoodie's kind of in the way.
Oh wow, there we go.
Okay.
Nice.
I want one.
Yeah.
It's a
Tears of the Kingdom.
All right, friends. So I hope we have put a smile on your face this weekend. There is no better way to end your week and start your weekend than here at the Entire Podcast. We love you guys. Before we let you go, we got two things we got to let you know. Number one, don't do it. Don't give up. Don't give
Never
up.
give up.
Don't
Okay.
do that because we need you.
Don't give up. And number two,
Journey on.
Journey on.
math is hard. Two, journey on. Bye, guys. Take care.
Good night, guys.
I'll see you guys in the next adventure here at the Odyssey. See you
See
later.
you soon. See you next week. Bye. Take care.
Now when I want to play this game, looking for the end screen here.
In the stream, Mike, I'm tired.
I'm looking for the button.
Anytime now.
Is it the red one?
I gotta go to work Monday.